difference of opinion, and it really fucking matters to both of us how we feel about it. And we have our words to use. Once you say no, ain't gonna be no conversation about it. If I continue to act the way that I do, and it really, I mean, to you, it's the most heinous crime ever. What are you gonna do after that? When you're done talking, what are you gonna do about it? There's just a lot of absolute nonsense.
Do something you just said. No, like right in my face, like in front of my friends.
Welcome to the Any Last Words Pod. My name is Keon, aka Almighty the DJ,
and my name is Earl Lonnie Hooks. A very, very special thanks to everybody that will be joining us today on SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple, as well as YouTube. And please do not forget to follow us at ALW Pod on Instagram. The God in me honors the God in each and every one of you. Keon, take it away.
All right. Today we got another very special guest, my good friend, Brad.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Let me say a little bit about Brad before I get started.
Solid nigga activity for sure.
Certified.
Yeah.
Certified solid.
Like that's just sort of what we use for like just, I mean, there's a certain class of people.
Yes.
And it's interesting because we haven't necessarily gone through like all the qualifications, like all the criteria necessarily.
Should I pull out my resume?
But you definitely should. But it's something that you know when you come across it for sure.
Yeah.
And so I guess Keon hit us up. And sorry for cutting you off. I'm gonna let you go. But Keon hit us up in our chat with me and Mikey, and he was like, "Yeah, so Brad told me he watched the one with Ryan Richards, and he was like, what the fuck is my invite at?" Or something along the lines of that.
Basically.
And I think Mikey was just like, "Oh yeah, that Brad's solid. Brad's solid." And then Keon was like, "Yeah, he is solid." I was like, "Okay, well, you know what I mean, bring him on," because I most certainly remember you, but you and I did not have.
We
a
were like
relationship.
in the same universe, same solar system.
Yeah, for
maybe
sure.
not orbiting.
I actually just texted someone before you got here and was like, "Yo, I'm having this person on this morning," and I think I said, firstly, I'm texting you this number because I don't know if this is actually your number. I've since lost your phone number, but I think this is your phone number.
I hope it was right.
I believe it is because like when I saw it all written out, I was like, this is that person's number. And then secondly, I was like, I'm texting you because I want to show some love, send some love your way. And I'm having Brad on the pod, and that makes me think of you for some reason. And I don't know how weird that connection is, Miss Miller.
Yes.
Okay, so there is a connection there.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Just wanted to make sure. All right, continue.
Who is that? I'm curious.
Sid.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, so, I mean, and listen to this. How many times can you say you've known someone your entire life?
Basically.
You don't get to say that a lot.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Someone your entire life. Now, obviously, I'm not saying like from birth, we were in, you know what I'm saying? We were.
I was in the room with you.
Yeah. Spiritually.
Yeah, when you say you known them your whole life, what does that mean? Once you meet somebody, like, and they're still alive, it's like, I still know him.
I guess technically. But no, he's been, elementary, middle, high school, like all the way
One
through.
of those, yeah.
One of those guys. We go back to Mrs. Bell's class versus Mrs. Lowe's class in kickball every single day at recess.
The right foot was lethal. The right foot.
Kicking with your left foot is wild.
You're a real one. You wear black forces if you kick with the left foot.
but like out on the that's funny. That's fucking funny.
Were you ever the last one to be picked for kickball?
Hell no.
Oh, all right.
I was the nigga. I was out there.
Okay.
I was. Well, it wasn't even like a last person get picked. It was always our class versus their class. Like it was on site.
No, hold on. See, look, it's not a last person being picked type of thing because you weren't that person, but there's someone.
Someone remembers being last.
Okay.
There's someone walking this earth and they have a lot of turmoil because they were that last kid.
Keon ain't fucking pick me.
That's a real thing.
No. That is a real thing. But no, I was not last to be picked.
Okay.
No, great times, man. Great times. But me and Brad, we have the type of friendship where like, It's not like someone I talk to on a daily basis, not someone I talk to on a weekly, even a monthly basis. I probably talk to this man maybe 5 times a year. Well, we chat.
That's not bad.
But it's, it's not like nothing changed.
Yeah.
Picks right up where it left off. And there's something to appreciate about those types of relationships.
Sure.
So shout out to Brad. Thanks for wanting to be here.
Appreciate
Thanks
it, man.
for listening. And being a fan as well.
I like it. I love the pod. I respect you guys for going after what you dream and you got a vision, and not too many people try to actually execute on that. So that's something special.
Yep.
That should be
Why do you think that is? I mean, if we can try to hash this out for a second, why do you think people don't go after it? I mean, first of all, so one, we're going off the premise that they do know what they love.
Yes. Yeah. No, people like to talk. It's so easy to say, I want to start a podcast.
Mm-hmm.
It's so easy to do that.
I've heard that quite a few times.
Who's going to do it? Who's you got to set up. You've invested your time, your capital, It's so easy to just be like, oh, I want to talk. And then once you start telling people, oh, I want to do this, you almost get that sense of accomplishment. And now you don't have to chase it anymore.
That is real.
It's so real.
That is real.
It's so real.
Because
you know a nigga different, by the way, when he uses the word capital instead of
capital investments.
You're speaking to a certain type of dude when he don't just say money, cash. No, your capital.
Oh man,
Yes.
That's funny.
Nah, but yeah, man. I think you asked him a question.
Well, I mean, he just pretty much said that he feels like people just like to talk, and once you feel a certain way. But I think that you were about
let
to
me
comment.
piggyback off of that, because I'm one of those people that have felt that way. We were just talking about me trying to get a bike and trying to hit all these trails out here. I've thought about that idea countless times. I've thought about it, and I've thought about how great it would be to do that. But here I am. Probably a year and a half later, I still ain't got no bike.
And it feels good every time you talk about it.
It does. It feels good every time I think
riding
about
a bike in your head.
Yeah, like I'm riding a bike in my head, like just like y'all, just like y'all said.
That sounds like some loser shit.
Look,
I dreamed of the best day.
I'm gonna get there. I'm gonna purchase the bike. I'm gonna purchase the bike one of these days. I'm gonna purchase the bike.
I believe you. What are we looking for? You said a mountain bike.
Yeah, I mean, something
like
something that's
6 gear, 6 speed.
I mean, I don't know if I want to. Remember, we went on that hike. What hike was that? Shit. What hike?
You're not talking about Ravens Rock.
No, ain't nobody was biking up that.
Oh, something that they were biking.
The
through.
one,
Maybe been like an Occoquan trail that we did.
was it the first one that we ever did where we were like kind of going forward and backward, but we've seen people out there on bikes.
Oh, okay.
But anyways, I mean, but you get the gist of what I'm
Something that
saying.
can do that.
People, when we were growing up and we heard the term mountain bike, I mean, everyone had one, but you were in the streets because you were a fucking kid.
Right.
So your mind didn't necessarily conceptualize the fact that niggas really rode these bikes on mountains. Yeah. So now when you hike and I'm up on a mountain and the elevation gain has been 2,400 feet or something, I've been hiking for 6 hours and I see someone behind me coming up on a bike. I'm like, bro, what is happening?
Yeah.
What are you talking? The only time that they like real mountain bikers get off is when you have to cross a stream or something like that, and you gotta put the bike on your back and skip over some rocks and get to the other side, and then you get back on it and go up the fucking mountain.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Yeah. I don't anticipate doing anything like that.
Yes.
I'm more so talking about like concrete trails, man-made trails.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is a good feeling just thinking about it, but I'm gonna get there one day.
Do you want one with flat bars or
You getting into some areas that I don't even.
We haven't gone that far down.
I can't even answer that.
Yeah.
But no, I did find a huge bike shop out where I live at that I'm thinking about going in there one day, just at least start asking some questions. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know.
They're
know
super
nothing.
friendly.
Really?
Yeah.
You went to like a legit bike shop? You didn't just go to Walmart?
No, I go to A1 all the time. There's Bull Run bicycles by my house. They're very friendly.
I've seen A1.
This guy.
Yeah.
All right.
By Best Buy, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And I think that I don't think you're going to have to ask too many questions for what it is you're trying to ride a bike for. Also, I think you'll be fine. But I mean, asking questions is also good because information is always awesome.
Well, it's one of those types of things where I feel like I want to do this in person. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's just certain things where like, I'm not just going to go online to mountainbike.com and just, oh, that one looks cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Like, it's one of those things where I got to go in the shop. I want to talk to someone that has knowledge about what it is that I'm trying to accomplish. And, you know, I'm going to trust that they're going to get me right. They're going to put me on a bike that's going to be good for me. It's going to be good for what I want to use it for. And yeah.
A lot of this probably came from, we used to work at some shoe place where like motherfuckers was looking at, like you would step on something. Tell me about this technology where you go and you step on something and they tell you what type of pressure you're putting on the ball of your feet.
It was a foot map, basically. I don't remember exactly what they called the device, but it was a device that just mapped out your foot. It showed you where you're applying, pressure at mostly. Cause some people apply pressure on the ball of their feet. Some people do it in the heel, on the inside, maybe on the outside. And
you know the people that where their feet start leaning.
Yeah.
Where their shoes is leaning. Yeah.
And
we go,
What's this shit? The sole is here and the shoe is over here.
You know them people.
They've seen better days.
Yo,
hey, look,
shout out to Justin.
Hey, look. My son, his feet go inward.
Oh yeah.
Like, and I can see it already. And this boy, he's trying out for the track team next month. And
Did his knees sort of buckle
No,
in?
not his knees, just his feet.
just his
But
feet.
I do, like I have a cousin who has since had surgery for it, but her knees used to go inward, like super inward, like knocking. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like friction.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, she had surgery maybe like 2 years ago to correct that. And, you know, her shit looks a lot better.
That's nice to hear because that sounds very painful.
Yeah, no, I mean, over time, yeah, it does get very painful. You might not notice when like you're a kid, but when you get into your 30s, when your body start acting a little
Everything
different,
happens in your 30s.
when your body start acting a little different, you're going to notice.
You started using the word capital when you turned 30? That's probably when that
They just
happened.
woke up like, oh, what the shit?
Like, hold on, what am I doing with my capital?
Tertiary funds? What the fuck?
401k.
Speaking of all this outdoor stuff, we have just experienced the first couple of days of bliss.
Oh my God.
Beautiful. We're talking about, what is it, like 50 outside
It's
right
supposed to be
now?
like 56 today.
Yes, sir.
Climate change isn't that bad in my book.
Listen, we're not going to have to experience the worst of it.
Yeah.
No, yeah. When the sun explodes and sends this planet into smithereens,
We'll be
we won't be here. Yeah. So
It's so selfish.
I mean, no, it's a fact though. It's not.
When the sun explodes.
It's a fact.
Yeah.
'Cause, you know, like I'm not trying to sound like a dickhead, but it's a fact. Yeah.
Oh shit.
I don't expect that to happen in my lifetime, even though they're really hyping up the climate change situation right now. I don't expect that. No, I mean, when I say hyping up, I'm saying making it more relevant, making it more of a, we need to do something about this. It's not something that's in like it's in the back seat of some people's minds, but it's not really in the back seat. It's out here.
Yeah.
They making movies about it. What was the movie? Don't Look Up. Yeah, they making movies about it now.
Yeah.
So like, it's a thing.
I mean, every year there's the storm of the century somewhere, you know?
Yeah. You hearing about all these typhoons and shit, like out in Asia, like volcanoes blowing up under the ocean, or I'm sorry, erupting. I don't know why I said blowing up. Like it's a nigga down there with some dynamite just blowing up volcanoes. Like, you know, it's a lot going on right now. You know, you getting storms in place that you wouldn't normally get storms. You seeing glaciers melting and pieces breaking all this. That's not just happening. Yeah, it's snowing in Texas. Like it's different. It's different out here.
Yeah. Well, anyway, it's beautiful outside right now.
Yeah.
No.
Great day to ride a bike or go fishing.
Yes,
Right,
it is.
exactly. I actually went hiking yesterday.
Nice.
Oh, they got the Bass Pro Shops. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I need a new
So
one.
you only put this hat on when you're gonna fish?
No, I mean, I've worn it just because.
When he gets pulled over. Oh, shit.
That was solid.
That's hilarious. I mean,
That was funny as shit.
not a bad
Not a
move.
bad idea, right?
No,
Not a bad
Not
idea.
a bad move. I don't think it's a bad move. I truly don't. I truly don't think it's a bad move.
Would it work?
I think
you're getting a warning.
I think that it takes
just like pull a hook out of my bag and like just
it's some alleviation.
Yeah.
Like it just shows that, like, bro, I've said this time and time again. You know, outdoor culture.
Yeah.
You know how people feel when they do anything outside. When you see people in mass doing things outside, they're the happiest you've ever seen them doing anything.
Yeah.
Just showing that. It's not necessarily, I know you do this too, man. Come on now. Like, it's not like that, but there's going to be this outdoor culture, this sort of, I don't know, the zeal about doing things outdoor and fishing, and they might fish.
Yeah, I feel like outdoor culture and cop culture's got a lot of
overlap.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Look, man, we in here putting the pieces together.
Like, fishing's not far from hunting. Hunting's not far from guns. Once you got a gun, you're basically a cop.
What is making the connection over here? You might be on to something.
Yeah.
I might just have to keep this in the back.
Yeah, exactly.
Fishing is underwater hunting.
Yes. Passive hunting.
Yeah. I mean, there's
unless you're harpooning.
Yeah.
That's different.
That's some gangster shit.
I don't even know if I want to do that. Like, I don't know if I want to, cause like there are people out there, you know what I'm saying? They got the little harpoon guns and they'll have the light, they'll go at like nighttime, have the lights on the water. You know, you gotta be real quiet.
Yeah.
And they got the little harpoon gun.
You've seen this?
Yeah.
Oh.
Hell yeah.
You've never told me this, by the way.
Well, I don't know. It's probably cause I don't plan on doing it. Maybe.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, they got these little harpoon guns and they're just out there at night with the light on the water, just looking for fish and you know, the gun, like the harpoon on it is attached to a string and it just you reel it back in.
It's got like the three prongs on it.
Yeah, it's got like, exactly. It's just, I don't know that I want to, I feel like it takes the fun I mean, I'm sure that it's exciting, but it just takes an element out of it for me. Like, I don't want to I don't want to shoot the fish. Like, I don't want to do that.
I mean, so you don't have a respect for the technique because you think that's what it is.
It's okay.
You think it's cheating?
A little bit. Yeah. I think that's the best way I can put it. I think it's cheating. I think it's just no, I'd rather take my time, throw my rod out there and, you know, just play the game.
Yeah.
I bet that if you tried or you had someone teach you this, you'd grow a new respect for it. And you'd be like, oh, this is hard as hell. This is like, I'm out here shooting all day long and I haven't hit a fucking thing.
I don't know that I'm necessarily saying that I could get out there and just master it instantly. I'm sure there is some technique to it. I think that I'm just.
Have you shot before?
Shot a gun?
Like a gun?
Hell no. I've never shot a gun.
Oh, okay.
I want to one day. That's one of those things I've thought about and got happy about for a second and then just never did it.
Chris Sluggo's going to take me.
Really?
Yeah.
When y'all going?
I don't know. He's got to hit me up, but he said him and his son, like, they're going to take me.
Like, to like a range?
Yeah, he said that there's like great ranges around here. Do you know him?
No.
Oh, he says that we have like some of the best ranges.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that something that you've ever been like interested in, or is it just something he brought up and you were like, oh, I'll try that?
Yeah, I'll definitely do it. I'll definitely go to the range. Cool. And the whole hunting thing, I can't really.
Yeah, I don't see in that too. I don't know if I could ever, I don't know if I could ever get into hunting, but it's like, I'm thinking about it, and the moment I like shoot and kill an animal, there's probably going to be some excitement about it. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to be like, whoa, like, yeah, I just did that.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know if I.
Why don't you want to get into hunting?
I feel like there is, and I mean, this would probably just be a natural thing. There's definitely going to be, I'm thinking of like something in my crosshairs and then pulling the trigger and it going down. And first and foremost, if that happened, I have to be taught how to use everything. Like I would want to use its pelt, everything inside. I would need to be cooked.
So nothing goes the way.
I would never just want to kill something for the sake of killing it.
Just take like a leg off and go home.
Nah, everything's got to be used. Everything's got to be used. But there's just like I guess a distance I like from killing my animals because it's not like I'm not a vegan, right?
Right.
So I'm still killing animals to a degree, right? Or I'm participating in that. but there's a distance.
You're in the assembly line.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm in the assembly line, but I'm at the end of the line where I just pop that shit in my air fryer and I eat it. So
it's delicious.
Yeah. So I don't know how I would feel. I don't know how I would feel about the pulling of the trigger and then like knowing that in that moment I just took a life. Now
Go over there, watch it take its last breath.
But I've also heard so many great arguments on the other side. Like, if you don't kill him and use everything right, and there's one shot that's going to, if you do it well, it's a quick death. And then if not, you go over, you kill it quickly. They're gonna die a horrible fucking death in the wild anyway. Like, they're just gonna get fucking torn apart by a larger animal. Yeah, exactly. So, I'm open to the idea, but right now it's something I haven't necessarily wrapped my mind around. I'll just start with shooting guns at targets first.
Right.
At pieces of paper.
I don't think it's something like I'm not willing to try.
Yeah.
I would try it. But I guess I've never done it before, so I just feel a certain way about it now. I don't know how I would feel after I went out there one time. Who knows? You might be right. I might love it.
How do you feel? Like,
I've never been hunting, but I fall in the thing like you said, our meat processing system's pretty fucked up already. So I think it's more honorable to go out and kill your own deer, and that's your direct line to the animal. Now, if you're just killing deer and putting their heads on your wall, I think you're an asshole. Yeah. But if you're making deer and you're eating that shit all through the year, I think that's pretty cool.
Right, for sure.
Yeah.
It's probably the cleanest. That's what another thing I've heard. It's the cleanest meat you've ever had.
Is that venison or is that something else?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, venison.
You ever had it? Either of you?
Yeah, it's delicious.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know if I've had venison. I've had veal though.
Veal?
Yeah,
that's like the
baby cow.
Baby cows.
Baby.
You want to tell that story?
No, I
don't. You don't want to tell.
I mean, it's not just the story of how the chef told me how it's made. Yeah, it's just fucking crazy, man. Like, it's the most wild, like, inhumane shit ever. Of just like, as soon as the baby comes out, like the baby cow, right? Calf, right? You just fucking tie its legs up immediately so that it can never.
Wait, right when they're born?
Yeah. So that way, so that it can't walk and gain muscle mass. So the meat stays tender, and then you just force feed this fucker until it's nice and fat, and then you kill him. God. So that's the whole life of a baby calf. Yeah. Like, so a lot of baby calves is like, they come out, legs tied together, force fed, and then killed at some point, and then you eat them.
All to get maybe half eaten at a restaurant.
Exactly.
Thrown away.
Exactly. Or not eaten at all. Maybe it's cooked like too much. And they're just like, I asked for this medium, this is well done, and then it just goes straight into the trash. And like, that's a whole lifeline of a life, like, of a being.
Oh,
crazy.
God.
Remember when we went over, was it garbage or whatever? Gavage, I think the name of it, but it's like force feeding.
Like geese or ducks or
geese,
something?
like, we were talking about like ducks, so you can get, what's that, what do people call, it's the like, duck stomach. Or the liver, duck liver. I forget what it's called.
Yeah, I remember us having this conversation, but I don't remember. Yeah,
I forget what it's called right in this moment. Yeah. But it's crazy. It's the smallest little fucking piece of anything. It cuts like butter, and I'm going to be honest with you. It tastes amazing.
to die for.
But it's exactly.
Yo, this guy's got the jokes.
Yeah, I know. I'm actually, this whole time I've been thinking of just like replacing you with him on this podcast.
I'm available.
Oh my goodness. What we should do for a second is, hey Brad, how are you doing, man?
I'm doing well, man.
How are you?
I'm great.
How's life, man? Haven't seen you in what, I guess 10 plus years.
Yes, very long time.
You have a child?
2. I got 2 kids, man.
Oh.
They kicking my ass.
He told me that the other day, and first of all, 2 under 2.
Yeah, it was wild. It was a wild decision.
Yeah, yes. But he told me that the other day, and it's just like, I'm used to having a kid. I've had a kid for a long time, but when other people I know that I've known for a while tell me I was about to drop a name, but let me not do that.
All right.
But when other people tell me they have kids or they're about to have kids, I'm just makes me feel like real old. Yeah. Like, cause I just feel like I've been doing this for a long time. Like,
oh, that's funny. Yeah, you've been a dad for like 12 years.
like I'm actually.
Your son is 12?
My son is 12.
That's wild. That is wild, bro. That's a person. That's a whole ass person.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Yes.
Like, he needs to get a job soon.
Right, yeah. What's he bringing to the household?
He needs to start thinking about his capital.
Yeah. He's bringing to the household? Just a lot of, I don't want to say stress,
but
just a
But stress.
Yeah, I was about to say, you're about to take a lateral step.
you know, he's a lot of questions, a lot of talking, not a lot of talking back,
That's
which
good.
I appreciate.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he's not that kind of kid.
Yeah.
At least now.
That was me through and through.
But nah, he's a great kid. Love him to death. And I'm glad, you know, he's more of an indoors kid, but he's taking this leap to try out for the track team.
Right.
So I couldn't be prouder.
I
could not. If he makes it, he's getting a fresh pair of Nikes.
I think track is something you just go out. Like when you say go out, I don't think you make it. I don't remember.
I got
that.
cut from the track team.
You did.
Yes,
okay, never mind.
there.
See, I told you.
People getting cut from the track team.
I told you, if you're that kid that got picked last
You
for
remember.
kickball, you remember.
Yeah.
He's that kid.
Well, I went out for I tried out for the freshman basketball team when I first got to Osborne. Didn't make it.
Oh yeah. I thought track was different than just like everybody.
You had a jump shot. I remember that.
Oh yeah. I guess you did. Yeah, you did. You was decent. You had a decent jump shot.
Yeah, we was out there. Yeah, hey, look, all that balling at Weems and Bird Park, that wasn't for nothing.
Yeah,
that wasn't for.
We were out there.
I remember, me and TX.
Mm-hmm.
We went on one of our world tours around Manassas playing basketball, and we started out at Weems, and then
It being a world tour.
I know. But we gonna call it that.
Yeah.
But we ended up in Wellington playing ball with him. I don't know if he remember. I don't know if you remember that day specifically, but it was me, Henry, Brad, and maybe some other people that were living.
I vaguely remember playing with Henry.
Yeah, like we there was. I don't know if it was a hoop in front of your place or if it was a hoop in front of somebody
Probably
else's
the one
place.
at the pool. Was it at the pool?
It could have been that one.
Yeah, I used to live at that court.
Yeah. So yeah, like damn, man, memories.
What are you doing for extracurriculars these days? What are you up to?
Extracurriculars.
Yeah. Or is it just, you just fucking raising kids?
Raising kids. Like I said, I ride my bike. Try to ride that a lot, like maybe 100 miles a week.
Whoa, wait.
Stop.
Brad,
We out here, bro. We on the pedals, baby. We on the pedals.
Slow down.
Hold on.
down. You see, he just
said that shit mad nonchalant, like it's just some regular. Like, is that the standard? Is that what is that average?
No. If you're into it, that's on the low end. Like, there's motherfuckers out here with full-time jobs riding like 200-300 miles a week. I'm like, all right, something is suffering. Your relationship's gotta be suffering. It's just not doable.
Okay. All right. You know what? I'm also thinking bikes. Hold on a second. How quickly does it take you to ride like 10 miles? Like
30 minutes, 35 minutes.
Okay. See,
Okay.
yeah. Okay. It's not as crazy.
Okay, because you just throwing out hundos like that.
Yeah.
That sounds
so
like
I'll
a
do
lot.
like 4 rides a week. I'll do like 25 miles a week.
Okay.
See, if you
So
were
hour and a half a ride.
jogging that,
No,
that'd be
you'd be a real
crazy.
one. Yeah.
Yeah. But okay. Yeah. Biking that's cool.
Yeah, no, I like that. I listen to a lot of podcasts, read books, hang out with my family. That's probably my number one thing I enjoy doing.
You have what are you reading?
I knew you was about to ask him.
Why are you
Because if
reading?
you didn't ask him, I was going to ask him for you.
I wanted to get into all those things you just said.
Yeah, I'm a huge niche history nerd.
Okay.
So I read a lot of history books. I just finished, this is going to sound so fucking lame. I just finished up a biography on John Adams. I'm reading a Vietnam War history book right now.
Oh, you're like a big history buff.
Yeah. That was actually what I got my degree in.
Okay.
Read George Washington, U.S. Grant,
Do you know why history gets you the way it does? Like what is it
no
about
one's ever
it?
asked me that. I don't know. I think there's
No
a lot
one's
of,
ever asked you that?
No, why I get excited about history? No one's ever asked me
What
that.
the fuck is going on in this
I got
world?
some lame people around me.
Anyway.
I think I like taking the lessons. There's lessons in history. Everything that's ever going to happen in the future has already happened in some way, shape, or form or another. So I think that we can derive a lot of that. You know, I don't know. You guys keep up with like current affairs. You know, Russia is building up all their troops and shit outside of Ukraine right now. And
you a CNN now.
but no one in Europe wants to stop him. No one wants to tell Putin to, back the fuck off. And they're going to let him invade Ukraine. But it's like, if we go back, we look at World War II and Hitler, it's the exact same thing happened. Literally, verbatim. He was going and taking these countries and no one wanted to stop him. So I just think there's so many lessons to be learned from history.
What's been like the coolest thing that you've learned as of recent, or just you can just off the top of your head from history that you're like, man, people don't really know this, or this was told incorrectly, or this is just a fucking awesome fact.
Yeah, because I know you're reading stuff that they weren't teaching us in school.
Oh my, they ain't teaching shit in school. Teaching's a hard fucking job. Teaching's a hard job. You can only get so much. But they didn't get into it in school. A crazy fact that I learned not too long ago. So black troops and white troops were segregated. So the last time black troops and white troops served in the same battalion or group or regiment together was the Revolutionary War. It didn't happen again until Vietnam.
Wow.
That's crazy if you think about it, right?
And what's that time period? Because I'm an idiot.
For 200 years, maybe.
Damn.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, and the only reason they would let black and white troops in the Revolutionary War serve together is because they had to. It was
just numbers.
British. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we ain't got time to be racist.
yeah. All right, we'll get back to the racism. I promise.
I mean, but is there a better way to come together as people, though?
Hey, you better believe the black people was the first ones out there, though. You already know.
Oh, they was in the first line. They were the first infantry.
First line of defense.
Yeah. Another fact.
They were the pawns.
Yeah.
Damn.
Unfortunately, another crazy fact that they will never teach you in that cowboys. 1 out of every 3 cowboys was black.
I've heard
but
that
you never see that in movies. You never see that glorified. Like you turn on Yellowstone or something. Like they're never going to show that.
I've heard that before.
So literally just building the nation and getting no credit for it.
Isn't there Isn't there been something that has come out on Netflix in the past year or so about black cowboys? Like it's a black westerner that has come out.
Yes, it just came out.
Yeah. Regina King.
Yeah, everybody's in it.
Idris Elba.
Yeah,
Idris in it. Okay.
Yeah, I watched it.
You got me.
I watched it a couple of months ago.
Solid.
I forgot the name of the joint.
That's
though.
okay. Look up Black Westerner.
That's what triggered my black cowboy.
Yeah, I think it was like executive produced by Jay-Z or some shit. Like, it's
like I don't know if it was directed by Quentin Tarantino, but it's kind of got a Quentin Tarantino vibe.
It does have that kind of vibe. It does. Yeah, your boy Stokes would like it.
Yeah,
I don't. He's probably seen it before.
I'll ask him about it. I'll ask him if it's got the Stokes stamp or not.
Hey, yeah, I follow him on Twitter. Do you follow him?
I don't.
Well, yeah, no, you're right. You're right. But that man is always giving like a take on a movie. That man does not like any movies. I swear he doesn't like anything. Like every once in a while he'll compliment a movie. But that man does not like a lot of movies. He was not lying.
I know you probably don't know what we're talking about, but I'll show you his comic book afterwards.
Yeah. No, he's good at that. He's really good at that. He's a great, he wrote it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
did he do y'all's animations on the YouTube?
No.
That was someone else.
Shout out to Jeff.
Jeff.
I think that was his name.
I don't remember.
Yeah, but shout out to dude from Upwork. Upwork is a great.
Upwork and Fiverr. I'm on there all the time.
Fiverr.
That's where isn't that
Wix is another one I think people use.
What did Stokes use to get his comic out there?
He used like Reddit.
Reddit.
I think he just went on Reddit. I believe. You may be thinking of what he used to launch it.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Which is I forget what that's called.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. We got a little off topic.
You got any other history for us?
Those are the big ones that stick out in my mind.
Okay,
right
that's fine. Yeah. How was the Sam Adams?
Sam Adams?
That's what you said.
John Adams.
John Adams is cool. He's
Sam
cool. He's a cool guy. He didn't give a fuck. He would tell people how he felt. My hot take on Revolutionary War people is Thomas Jefferson is a bitch.
I've heard that.
That's my hot take.
I've heard Tom
he's my
Jefferson,
least favorite of the founding fathers.
I've heard Tom was not. He
wasn't solid.
Yeah, he was not. Solid. He was unsolid. He was shaky at best. He was the governor of Virginia. Just let the British run up in here, take Richmond, let it on fire. He didn't put up a fight or anything. He didn't fight in the war, which a lot of people held against him. Plus, y'all know about the whole Sally Hemings thing.
No, I don't. I'm an idiot.
Oh, wow!
I'm so glad you're here.
Was she a black woman?
Yes.
I know that. I know some of the story.
So she was essentially de facto his wife. She was one of his slaves, and his wife died. I guess they're maybe in their 20s or so. And she essentially became his wife. They had, a whole lot of kids, but obviously she being a slave, none of the kids were entitled to any of the inheritance or anything like that. And it actually was just, maybe within the last 10 years became like an accepted fact. There was always rumors, and you'd have some people that try to paint history that have certain type of agendas, but it just...
Thomas Jefferson would never.
Exactly. That type of bullshit. So that just became, certified fact. So that's crazy.
Not my president.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it got verified.
Yeah.
It's got the blue check.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that was rough. Okay, and then the other thing. So we had history, we had biking.
Yes.
And then we had one other.
I just quit my job last week. So
Hey!
to start a business.
So
shout out to everybody quitting their job.
and
Quit
I
job in
was
2022.
I was thinking about that, and let me tell you, that takes guts and balls
Appreciate it. Yeah.
for you to just step out there and just
Well
quit
said,
your
Keon.
job.
Well said.
Wow.
Guts. You got guts and balls, buddy.
Guts and balls.
Guts and balls.
To step out there and just quit your job to be essentially an entrepreneur.
Yeah, I'm trying. It was funny. Y'all know Kadeem?
Yeah, I know Kadeem.
That's my man.
Hey,
Solid.
Kadeem's a solid one. Kadeem's a solid one.
Certified.
Definition
Hey,
of solid.
shout out to him, Drew,
Dre,
Jordy.
yep.
Am I missing anybody?
Blake.
Blake.
Who else? That's my crew.
Yo, shout out to those
when
guys.
you and I were texting about this, I said I feel like we have parallel friend groups, kind of like you guys have all your boys. Y'all been tight since middle school, high school, still hang out, and I kind of feel like we're the same way.
Yeah.
I think relationships like that definitely take work.
Yeah.
You know, it's not something that just happens.
Yeah,
you gotta
yeah,
essentially like you two. You gotta be like, oh, I want to talk to Keon today. Let me hit him up. Let me see how he's doing. You know?
Keon and I have had many uncomfortable conversations.
Yes, we have.
Look at his face. He upset about it. You got to.
Yeah. Nah, you definitely have to.
I mean, if
Any relationship,
if it's to stand the test of time.
exactly.
Absolutely.
And you really have to decide like, do I still want to invest in this?
Yeah,
And, you know,
because
if
it
you don't
is.
want
I
to,
mean,
sometimes it's time to move on.
because hey, look, we talk about this all the time. One thing we don't have a lot of is time,
Mm-hmm.
and what you're going to use. If you are you going to use that time to invest in these friendships?
Exactly.
That are you sure? Do you want to? Is it worth it? Like,
Yeah.
That's so true.
These are facts.
Yeah.
So tell us about this.
The business. Oh, yeah. So yeah, I was talking to Kadeem yesterday. He's like, "Hey, what you doing, man?" And I was like, "Oh, just chilling." He's like, "That's not what I want to hear from an entrepreneur. That's not the answer you should be giving." So no, I've already started. It's been in the works for about 3 years now. I'm just now to the point where I can take it full time and sustain myself. So it's a recruiting business for government contractors. So I recruit like IT engineers with security clearances, basically.
this
So
is the thing I need to talk to.
yeah. So I call a bunch of people. Half of them tell me no. Like 10% tell me fuck myself. Other ones say, "Hey, yeah, I'll take a job." So,
Nice.
yeah.
Nice.
So it's
Very
cool.
nice.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, no, it's important. So, I mean, did you do a lot of sales work back in the day? Because it seems like you got this idea of don't take it personally when someone tells me to go fuck myself. That's very important.
I need to get to 20 no's to get a yes. So every time you tell me no, thank you. That's another no.
Right,
I'm almost at my 20. Yeah.
Right.
Great way to look at it.
Yeah. So you telling me no that's beautiful. The only thing better than a yes is a hard no in my book.
Right. Because you're not wasting my time. Like, just go ahead.
Exactly.
Yeah. Got you.
I like that.
For sure.
Yeah. And that's life, anything. You applying for jobs, asking girls out, whatever. I don't know about girls. That's maybe not the best philosophy with women, but other things. Every 20 no's, I'm going to get a yes. Gotta keep buying these drinks, baby. I'm going to get one.
Yo, I'm sorry. I'm not even trying to play you right now. I don't remember you being this fucking funny.
Oh, thank you. You were kind of fucking lame back in the day.
No, I'm not saying you were lame. I'm not saying you were lame, but like you really getting these jokes off, and I just like.
I don't remember you being this funny.
Life experiences.
That's fucking hilarious.
Jeez.
Okay, so are you enjoying it? Like, where did this idea even come? Like, how'd you come up with that?
Yeah, thank you. So 2016, working a job I fucking hated.
Shit.
Yeah, we all been there.
Yeah.
Quit that job, got a job with, it's a big company called Aerotech. It's the largest recruiting company, in the country. So I worked there for a few months, got some really, really good training, but it just wasn't kind of vibing, with me for a few reasons. One was just the work-life balance. It's like one of those, we work hard, we play hard. That means you're going to work 80 hours a week. That's all that fucking means.
Yeah.
So I just, I wasn't going to work from 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. and then go to happy hour for another 2 hours with y'all. I'm sorry.
No.
That's the worst, right?
No.
Did you like the people?
I like the people, but I'm also kind of an introvert, and it was just a big, open, like, bullpen environment. We're all on the phones, we're all on the computers, just no time to, like, decompress all day, which just wasn't vibing with me either. But I like the work. I really like the work, and I enjoy the process of recruiting people. It's a hunt. You get this job description in. It's all these technology you've never heard of. All right, shit, let me learn about these real quick. Okay, now I can talk at some type of intelligible level with
Right.
these candidates. Okay, let me start reaching out. All right, let me come up with my strategy. All right, this is what I'm going to search. This is the, search parameters I'm going to have within, this 10-mile radius of the job location. Let me start reaching out to people. What's the most efficient way to do this? Is it email? Is it cold calling? Is it both? How many times am I going to follow up? Then I start to interviewing them, and then I can submit them to the clients, and then it's just pure deal making from there. Okay, what does this party want? What does this party want? How can we meet in the middle? And I'm just trying to facilitate that.
So were you like pretty much a recruiter?
I was a recruiter there.
Oh, that's really funny because I actually went on a job interview at Aerotech.
To be a recruiter?
Yeah, to be a recruiter.
Yeah.
This is probably 5 years ago. And I went in there and it was a great environment.
Yeah.
And I did get the sense that whole work hard, play hard attitude. When they were interviewing me, they didn't really say it, but they said it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it was one of them type of joints where you're going to be working like, I don't know about 80.
Yeah, it wasn't 80, but it was
like
55, 60. Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's a lot.
You're expected in there by 7, and if you're walking out the door before 5:30, you're getting some funny looks.
And then they tried to hit me with the so while you're in training, you're gonna make like $15 an hour. But then when after so long, and you show us that you can do it, we're gonna put you at 50,000.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, who got time to be making 15 an hour? Like, bro,
not if your son is 6 years old.
Yeah. I got a son at the crib. Like, I can't be making 15 an hour. Like, no disrespect to anybody that's got a son at the crib that's making 15 an hour.
We all try to make it work.
But I couldn't do that. I couldn't do that.
One of the most motivating things I ever heard was I was making 15 an hour working at fucking Aerotech. What would paychecks? Maybe 400 a week or some shit.
Shit.
And my wife, she was then either my girlfriend or my fiance, and she was just like, she's like, oh yeah. She's like, was there something wrong with your check last week? It was so small. I was like, oh, we gotta figure some shit out right now. We gotta figure some shit out. Woo! So that was my motivator. And she wasn't trying to be, she was just asking where the fuck's the rest?
She was genuinely curious.
We got bills.
Was there something wrong with your check? It was so small.
Yeah, it was a tiny one.
Damn.
That's wild.
Yeah. That's rough. That's rough. Actually, nigga, that makes sense because he was getting 15 an hour. Remember, I was getting paid about 400 every 2 weeks at Tropical Smoothie.
You was getting like $9.75 over there, right? Good God.
Free smoothies.
Yeah, I mean, if you say so. If that's worth it.
Okay, but you were doing a lot of work though.
Yeah.
So that's a lot of work for a recruiter.
I mean, it was overtime, right? It was giving you OT?
No, I don't think so. I think it was just expected.
Where
are we getting overtime? I think you do get overtime in the hourly phase, and then once you bump up to 50 or 55,
it's like a salary position.
Exactly, but you're still excited.
That brokering between both entities, that seems interesting to me.
That's my favorite part of the job.
That's your favorite part.
That's my favorite part of the job. If I could just do that, I'm at the point now where I'm trying to outsource different processes. So I have a virtual assistant that I pay to just send emails all day long. Her job is to send 750 emails every week. Just cause I hate to do that myself, so the brokering is my favorite part, and it's just trying to read people and trying to see where we can meet in the middle and make sure that everyone, it's a good situation for people. Cause I can't be putting folks in bad situations cause it all is going to come back on me at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, back to Aerotech, good company, great training, didn't like the environment, but I really liked the job. And I also on day 1 or 2, it just kind of clicked to me. It's what do we need the company for? If they're treat it as your own business, treat everything as your own business. And it's just instantly okay, so why would I only take 30% of what I'm bringing in if I'm treating this like my own business? You know what I mean? So that was the kernel that's just kind of marinated in my mind for a while. After 6 months at Aerotech, I got a job with a government contractor doing recruiting for them, which was a much better work-life balance. Met one of my mentors there. Shout out to Floyd. He's fucking Dave Chappelle. He's the funniest man ever. First day of the job, he drops the, Sarah got some big ass titties. And that's just when I knew it was going to be a great place.
Solid.
Yeah. So that's where I was for 5 years. Was able to do some good work there, work my way up the ranks a little bit, but just always had this kernel of I want to do it on my own. So about 3 years ago, talked to the wife, was like, hey, maybe it was $600-700. I was like, hey, let me take some extra money, make a website, do this, that, and the other, and try to make this work. And just been building from there, just learning what works.
And your wife supported you from the jump.
I could not ask for a better
I
partner.
was about to say,
could not ask for a better
shout
partner
out
supporting.
to her.
Yeah, she
shout
is
out
the real
to her.
one. even right now, letting me take this risk and
shout out
she's
to
a real
her.
one. She's the best support system I could ever have.
That's what's up. Gotta have that.
Yeah.
No, it's solid nigga
so
activity.
True. That is
Solid.
so true.
See?
So true.
This
You
is
can't do it
so.
without,
This is. I love a story like that for various reasons. I mean, that's clearly one of the biggest ones. But when I had Sluggo on here, is this guy that he's now doing film photography, right? And I mean, he quit his job. He had security in there. He had been doing some contracting work for the government for quite some time, and he dropped that because he wanted to do what he loved doing. And he just went like online on YouTube and typed in like film to hunt or something like that and found this thing and then found this university and started going there. And he told his wife like, yo, I want to do this. She was like, fucking do that shit.
Yeah.
And so they took their capital and a lot of her capital and they made that shit happen. And she was like, follow your fucking dreams.
Hey, Mike, the name of this joint gonna be Capital. All right.
Like it's like I love that story, man. I love people coming together as real partners.
Yeah.
Like cool, man. Fiance, wife, husband, spouse, boyfriend, girlfriend, all that shit is cool. Partners. That's some real shit.
Yeah.
Like, what are we working? Do we have a common objective as two people in a unit?
Yeah.
Or if you're in polygamy, however many people happen to be a part of your relationship. But like, what are we doing here together?
Yeah.
Right.
Do we have a common goal? And okay, so now we have the why, right? That would be the common goal, our objective together. But then are we hashing out the hows? How do we get to this objective? And are we on the same page? Are we constantly having that back and forth so that we know what it is we're doing? Because if not, y'all probably just boyfriend, girlfriend.
Yeah.
Like, and like I said, that's cute. That's really cute.
Playing house.
Yeah.
That's really cute. But I think what people are looking for are solid partners like this.
Yeah.
Like what Sluggo has, what I believe you to have. Like that's real shit.
And you need somebody, like you said, the goals have to align, your values have to align. I think personality, people make too big of a deal. Oh, we're not into that. We don't like the same movies. Like my wife and I could not be more different personality wise, but we have the same type of, values family wise, and we have the same type of goals at the end of the day. And that's really what matters. And, and when shit gets rough, that's what you're going to fall back on. Why am I with this person? Oh yeah, because we were trying to achieve this, and she supports me and compliments me in this way, and I do the same to her.
I honestly, I fell out of my first like real relationship for that very reason, because I felt like I didn't have the backup I needed when I needed it. So that literally has happened to me before.
Yeah. And I think a big thing too, especially as men, is to articulate what does that backup look like?
What does it mean?
And what do I need? And I think my wife and I have both grown in is, hey, this is what I actually need from you right now. Not what the person thinks you may need, but what do you actually need? I think that's a big one. And I used to get mad at her because I'm like, oh, she's not giving me the support I need in this way. And it's like, how the hell is she supposed to know what type of support I need if I don't tell her,
Gotta open that line of communication.
That's the truth.
Hell yeah.
That's like one of my favorite cliches. They just go over, it's just like, oh, communication's key. Yeah, whatever. I heard that a million times. Well, hear a million and one more. Like, you need to keep hearing it. That shit is real.
Yeah. I mean, it's easily one of the main reasons why a lot of relationships fail is because there's no lack. There is a lack of communication. Like you can't, like as intuitive as you might think you are, you can't read people's minds. If it's something that needs to be said, you gotta say it.
Yeah. That's
straight up.
That's straight. I love that. And then another thing that I love so much about it is the fact that you're like, damn, I had this fucking job I hated. I was there for 5 years. Yeah. But you took something from it. Valuable tools, valuable skills, and you're like, all right, I'm out. I don't need y'all anymore. Y'all fucked around and gave me some information. Y'all didn't think, y'all didn't know that y'all were fucking with somebody that thinks for themselves.
Brad about to give Aerotech a run for their money. about to be a competitor out
That's
here.
the dude that owns the Ravens, is the guy that started Aerotech.
Oh, really?
Steve Bisciotti, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So if y'all catch me with the team in a few years.
No, that's dope.
Nice,
that's
man.
super dope. I like that.
Yeah. But no,
So-
it's good stuff.
I mean, so what are the, like, what, I don't know. Do you have big plans for this? Where do you plan to take it?
Yeah, I would love to grow it. Want to keep bringing on recruiters. Like I got a little formula.
Oh, so you like creating a team?
Yes.
Oh,
That's
okay.
my goal. That's the end goal. So build out a team of recruiters, eventually get somebody to kind of replace what I'm doing on the recruiting side, and I can just focus on the business development. We talked about Kadeem. Kadeem's a fucking accounting whiz, so he's going to come in and do all the back office stuff for me, which I think will be good. I have no idea about any of that stuff.
Putting the friends on.
You got to, bro.
Putting
you got
the
to.
Friends
like we said, we're trying to be on the right side of this gentrification. You know?
Absolutely.
So yeah, I'd love to grow it to be, 10, 15, 20 person agency.
Cool, man.
10, 15 down the years, 10, 15 years down the road, see what happens.
Hey, man.
Sell it,
Yeah, those are solid. Those are solid plans.
Yeah.
And I can't see how that wouldn't work. Like if you have a plan set, you have a vision,
just gotta execute on it.
and you just have to continue to execute.
Exactly.
Yeah, man, that's solid. I'll fuck with that.
Yeah,
That's what's up, man.
One thing I have.
Congratulations.
Thank you, man. Appreciate that.
I'm
Appreciate that,
I'm
fellas.
really proud of you for
Thank
just
you.
stepping out there like that.
Thanks.
That's dope.
Yeah. And to anybody starting the business, I think the biggest thing I did was I just wrote on my whiteboard, add value every day. If you're just doing one little thing, because when you start to start a business, you're like, I got to hit a home run every single day. I got to make some money today. It's like, no, just send one email, just do one thing, make one edit on the website. Just do this one thing that's going to add value to the business. And whether it's 1 year or 20 years, you're going to get there.
No. Did you take business courses?
No, I'm a business. I've kind of self-taught the past few years. I just, like I said, love reading. So just diving in on all that. I read a lot of self-improvement books and business books and things.
What's been one of your favorite self-improvement?
Self-improvement books. Good to Great is a good one. I think that's by Jim Collins. There's one I cannot remember the name now, but it was basically a startup founder. And he just tells you kind of how to scale up a business and how to work on yourself at the same time. Malcolm Gladwell, anything by him. He's got, I really like Blink, kind of tells you how to make split second decisions and what information you can let go of and what you can't. Outliers was good.
Outliers I've heard of. Malcolm Gladwell.
Yeah.
I keep hearing this name, so I got to pick up some of his books.
You got to check out Malcolm Gladwell because I've, kind of listened to some of your book reviews and stuff. So I think you would definitely enjoy him.
Okay.
Outliers is good because Outliers kind of gives you that mindset of just keep working, keep, eat the elephant with one bite at a time. Just keep doing that little thing every day. And he has a good analogy about the Beatles. Y'all heard about the 10,000 hour rule?
Yeah.
Yeah. So of course
I have not.
It takes.
Go ahead.
So the theory is it takes 10,000 hours to become a master at something. So about 7 years. And the Beatles, I don't know if y'all are Beatles fans, obviously one of the greatest bands, in the world and in history, kind of, they did to rock music what Kanye did to hip hop, I think. But they got their start by just playing basement concerts all throughout Europe for years and years and years.
Yeah.
And that's the theory is they became such good performers and artists because they were just doing this shit every single day, 365 days a year. Yeah. And that's where they got their 10,000 hours in.
Yeah.
So, just, it's a journey. We're just trying to get to our 10,000 hours.
Yeah, I did read that, John Lennon biography and also tripping together, I don't think hurt either. The fact that they tripped on fucking acid so many times together and just meshed their fucking souls together. They're doing some wild shit.
Did you see the documentary?
I did not see the documentary.
You gotta check it out. It's very, very interesting to see such creativity systemized. Like they have a system to make this amazing creative stuff. And when you think of creatives, you're just like, oh yeah, smoke some weed and the idea came to them. But it's like, no, these motherfuckers are like, they start with the idea and then they lay down the backbeat and then they lay down the concept and it's every song follows this pattern. It's a system to be creative, which I think is, when you can get that system, that's when you're really cooking.
Yeah, for sure. That is a really good metaphor that you had just come up with, or not come up with, but said. And I think I heard one the other day, or I read it in sort of like a self-help book in a sense. It's called 10% Happier, and it's by a guy named Dan Harris. And he's a news anchor for ABC News, I believe. And it was just pretty much about his he had a nervous wreck. He had an anxiety attack on camera. And then it's just about his trajectory after that, what he did and how he was able to clear his mind. He found Buddhism, meditation, all sorts of stuff like that. And, a lot of people talk about meditation like it's something that they can't do. Yeah. I hear people talk all the time. It's just meditate. Oh, no, my mind doesn't work that way. My thoughts are constantly running. Dude, your brain isn't special. Yeah. Everyone's brain is doing that, by the way. Everyone just has rapid fucking just cascading thought all the time. It's just, you don't know what to do with it. You haven't been trained. There are trained minds and untrained minds. And that's it. So this great analogy for it is, imagine that your thoughts, that is what makes a waterfall. you just see that shit running all day long, 24/7. Your thoughts are the waterfall. And a lot of people think that they are also the waterfall, that their thoughts make them. That's who you are. Just constantly thinking. And that's just who I am. This is what I have to do. This is how human beings live. You just live with your thoughts constantly just consuming you. Wrong. Not everyone lives that way. Being mindful and what meditation does for you is put you behind the waterfall, where that little cavern is, that little space between the rock and the waterfall is you standing behind the waterfall, looking at the thoughts. Those are two different positions. You being the thoughts and just constantly being inundated with a flow, just a barrage of ideas and concepts, and you don't know how to break away from that. And then you sitting behind it and watching them, being the observer to your thoughts, but not feeling as though you are the thoughts. That is what mindfulness and meditation do for you. So I thought I'd just bring that up. I'm not going to take us down a whole mindfulness, you know what I mean, pathway, but he gave that metaphor, so I thought I'd give another one.
Meditation is hard though, man. I've tried it, and even more than a minute, it's hard to really keep your mind blank like that and, just process.
You get agitated?
Yeah. I'll just start to creep up. So I'll try to do the deep breaths, and I kind of feel like, the air coming in is sweeping my mind, and then I'm pushing all the stuff out. But thoughts will just kind of creep in, and then I'll lose focus of what I'm really trying to do and the breathing and stuff like that.
And so this is a misconception, is that people feel like, oh no, and I'm not saying it's not difficult. For a lot of people, it is extremely difficult. I happen to be one of the lucky ones where I went to like this seminar that this guy had. I think it was at the Fillmore, I believe, or maybe something like that up there in DC. And it was just like a discussion between like a neuroscience and like a neuroscientist. And I think, what is Brett? I think he's a evolutionary biologist, probably. And I'm just watching this discussion. And then the neuroscientist, he has what's called like the Waking Up app, I believe, but it's a mindfulness meditation app. And so then I took like one of the cards. It was like, you get a free month or whatever on the app. And I came home, and the next morning I did it, and I just happened to be one of the lucky ones where I meditated using one of his guided meditations. And that day, when I got out of the meditation and walked outside, I realized things were different.
Yeah.
It just happened to be that way. And the way I describe it is, if you know anything about photography, if you have like rapid fire, you just like press down on the camera or whatever, and it's like, like you can take as many photos as you try to get to, or just videos. You know of a thing called frames per second. And so that's just as many pictures as the picture can capture per second, like per minute. And what I understood is, when I started just walking the earth after that meditation, is that I was getting more frames per second. I was seeing more of what was going on in front of me than I had in my prior days of living. And I thought, this is fucking weird that I meditated for 10 minutes and I'm now walking around and it feels like I'm noticing more of what is actually taking place in front of me. And I'm not just like in my head whizzing around.
Yourself,
it was the wildest fucking thing. So after that, I was completely sold, clearly. And then, so I just continued to do it. But what you're saying is the practice is being there, getting lost in your thoughts, because it's going to happen to everybody. You want to try to like count to 10 or something like that. Most people trying to start out, you're going to get lost around the number 2 or 3, right? And then you're going to start thinking about what you want to eat later on, or like what that thing is on Netflix, or what was the name of that Black Western, or like, am I using my capital correctly? Or like, damn, why the fuck does my 2-year-old keep waking up and screaming for 30 seconds? Like, that's absolutely ridiculous. Or, man, am I nervous to go on that podcast later? Why should I be nervous? Like, Earl and Keon ain't shit. Like, what the fuck? Right? Like, you're thinking all these things. And then you bring yourself back. Oh, fuck, I'm thinking again. Okay. 1, 2, and you bring yourself back to your breath. That's like the easiest thing for beginners. Just bring yourself back to your breath. And then you're going to get the number 1 or 2 or 3. And then you're going to fucking go back on that tirade. And you just keep doing that thing. And those are just like, just mental push-ups. You're just going to keep doing that over and over and over. And you're going to be upset with yourself because you're going to be like, why can't I clear my mind? Why isn't this? And then you just keep doing that over and over and over and over. And at some point, you'll be able to get further in your count, And then much later on, you'll start to realize that you can interact with those thoughts without getting carried away in them. like you will just start to see the thoughts and you'll know, like, I can interact with this if I want to, or I can just like observe it and like let it pass through. And so that is the practice. So
are you still counting when you do it, or are you past that point?
If I feel like sometimes I'll do it. Like I don't know, like the other morning I counted to 100 in Spanish, just to focus and just to do it. But a lot of times I'll just interact with thoughts or just feel, I'll be smelling stuff because I was an oil diffuser. So I'll just be thinking like lavender and eucalyptus smell good today. Or like, man, this heater and this breeze from this fan feel good against my skin. Or you just, you may be, again, just observing things. But a lot of the times I just kind of get super focused and I'm just kind of like lost. Okay. It's an interesting overlap of lost and found at the same time, because I'm extremely present, but in that I'm lost. And I've gotten this sense of feeling weightless before. And I've sort of felt disoriented because I no longer feel as though I'm sitting on something. I just feel like I'm floating. Have you ever done a sensory deprivation tank?
Yes, I have. The one out in Haymarket.
Me too.
Yeah. I like that. Those are cool.
What is that one called? Is that like...
It's next to Next Level Fitness. Oh, shit. What's the name of it?
Is it like, spa? What the hell? Is the word spa in it?
I think so. But RX1 or something. RX3 rehab.
How did you feel about it? What was the whole process like?
I thought I would get more. I thought I would have some like awakening, and I thought my body would be completely rejuvenated. So I think I was thinking more about how I'm not really comfortable in this tank right now.
How long did you do? Like a 30-minute? Oh, you did an hour, full hour.
Yeah. But I think I get more of that mindful. I'm a big yoga fan.
Okay.
So I try to do yoga a couple times a week.
You do like flow yoga?
No, I do more like beginner level. What's the
like
slow
gentle,
one? What's the slow one?
Gentle yoga or slow flow?
Yeah, gentle yoga. Yeah. I usually do it after I lift or something. And that's where I feel like I get more mindfulness than anywhere else. Just because of the breathing and you're forced to, and then you kind of get the release in your body and stuff like that. So that's kind of giving you some type of I don't know, whatever the word is, but some type of high. Yeah.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, I mean, everybody's got to have something. Yeah. Everybody got to have something.
Definitely.
Keon, what we got going on over here? How you feeling, man?
Oh, I'm good. I'm listening. I'm listening. You guys are vibing and I'm listening. Yeah. Like it definitely seems like you guys got some things in common.
Yeah, I guess so. just trying to make mindful and intentional decisions.
Yeah. However, I want to give this guy some flowers while he's here.
Do it.
When I started my tech journey like 2 years ago, I'm on Twitter, just kind of talking out loud, just talking about tech and what I want to do, talking about certifications and whatnot. Brad was one of the first people to reach out to me and just give me some pointers, a little bit of advice, encouraging words. You know what I'm saying? He was kind of someone that was on the other side of the door that I was trying to get through. So, even gave me a little material to study for the Network Plus, certification. So just want to say thank you a lot for that.
Hey, for sure, man.
Shit. Cause it might seem minuscule, you know what I'm saying? Because it's just like, yeah, the nigga he just said a couple of things to you, gave you a little bit of reading material, but it's just, it's
I wouldn't think that that's minuscule at all, but maybe to some people,
it could seem minuscule. He didn't hit me up and set up a study session for me, or, he didn't just talk to somebody at his job and just get, get me a job or something like that. It wasn't like that, but it's just those little things, man. Just the definition of solid.
Yeah, because all the things he did are all things that he didn't have to do.
He didn't have to
and
do
that no one else did.
Yeah, pretty much. Maybe one or two other people.
Yeah,
but,
fuck them.
Shout out to Mo. He was one of those people, right? He said something to you, right, about something or where to go, what courses to take.
I think so. I had said something another time on Twitter, said something about choosing between like these two classes that I wanted to take. Yeah. One was for Microsoft Access and the other was for Microsoft Excel. And he ended up telling me, he was like, he thought I should go with Access because it encompasses a little bit more. Yeah, you learn a lot more with Access because Excel is actually within all that.
Yeah, Access has like full database capabilities.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, and that's what the class was. It was like a database class.
Yeah.
Speaking of solid shit, little things that make a big impact. I've been thinking about this small interaction. Keon, aka Little Rudy.
Yo, have we ever talked about Lil Rudy?
Lil Rudy, bro.
I don't know.
I don't think this is 104th episode that we've been recording, and I don't think the name Lil Rudy has hit these microphones yet.
I don't know. I'm not sure.
But anyway, these were back in the Lil Rudy days.
Keon was a rapper at one point.
Yes.
Well, we've talked about that, but I don't know if we talked about Lil Rudy.
Rapper.
Your favorite rapper's favorite. He took such long stints between every song that he released that every time he released a song, it started with "I'm back."
You gotta build that demand, bro. You gotta build the demand.
Right, for sure.
I see what you did.
Yeah.
But no, we were I guess freshman, sophomore year, we were pretty close. I think we hung out a lot. We were very good friends back then.
Definitely.
I come from a family, we're not super outwardly emotional and things like that. I didn't talk about our feelings. I remember just randomly, Keon hit me up on IM, new message from Little Rudy, 1990. No, but Keon sent me a message just out of the blue. And he's like, "Hey man, you good?" And I was like, "Yeah, what do you mean?" He's like, "Everything good at home? You just seemed a little bit off lately. Is there anything, anything you need, anything I can do?" And thinking back, I'm sure shit was going on at home, parents arguing, all, same bullshit everyone deals with growing up. But just for you to, out of the blue, say that to me, and you probably don't even remember doing that.
I don't.
But that just made an impact. 'Cause that was really one of the first times someone's ever asked me, "Hey, express your feelings," and I will listen, And I literally, 15 years later, I still remember that shit. 16 years later.
Wow.
You never know.
You never know what's going to make an impact on somebody.
That's so funny.
Go ahead,
I was
Keon.
having a conversation with my fiance not too long ago, just about, how you it can impact someone's life and never know, and they don't ever actually say anything about it.
Yeah.
But it's just I don't know if you've ever told anybody about that story before, but it's just the things that are just going on in the background that we have no clue about.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just little things. I don't even remember that.
Yeah. And looking back in the moment, I was just like, "No, man, nothing's going on at home. Everything's fine." But I think in the moment, I really did need somebody to kind of reach out and be like, "Hey, are you good? You need a friend right now." And I don't know if anything came from it, but I do remember feeling better after you did that. Hey, somebody's got my back. Somebody's watching. Somebody's got your back and caring for you. So
That's what's up.
Appreciate that, man. Never said thank you.
It pays to be a good,
just
person.
a decent human being.
The dividends come back.
Yeah, man. No,
so
that shit pays, man.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
No, I wasn't expecting that. That was wild.
Yeah, wanted to make sure I told you.
When he started with Lil Rudy, I
didn't know what he was about to say.
I did not know that's where that was headed.
But no, we I know we had we used
to be in
science
class. Yeah. We would write little rhymes and shit.
Yeah. We definitely spent we definitely spent more time together in those days than we had in recent
middle
years.
school, we were probably on the same team or something every year. So
I think so. Yeah.
You was on the track talking about killing niggas, but behind closed doors, you out here doing the God's work.
Hey, is everything okay at home, man?
Get back on the track. I kill a nigga, slice a nigga throat. What?
No, dog. I don't know. I've always had this intuitive side to me where I can I don't know. I feel like I read people very well. You know what I'm saying? As much as you like to say nothing's going on, I can tell when something is going, something is on your mind that is occupying a lot of space in there right now. You don't got to tell me about it, but I can see it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Speaking of, sir, we asked most of the guests here this. What is on the forefront of your mind these days? I mean, it could very well be the business or...
Yeah, the business and my kids. My wife, my kids that's really been the impetus for wanting to start the business, was to be able to spend as much time as possible without them.
Make some capital, leave some capital behind.
Exactly.
For the kiddos.
And more so even than leaving money behind, was just getting to spend time with them and be there every day. I work from home. I make my kids breakfast every fucking day.
Nice.
Nothing can beat that,
Fuck no.
And I heard a quote, and it was how'd it go? You don't love things, you don't love things because you care for them. You care for things because you don't care for things because you love them. You love them because you care for them. And the more you care for something, the more you're going to love it. And I get to, give my daughter a bottle every night and make my son waffles that he's going to throw on the floor every morning, and change 50 diapers in the meantime, but I wouldn't trade that for anything. So kids are definitely at the front of my mind. My wife, making sure our relationship stays solid, and, she makes a lot of sacrifices. So making sure she gets what's in return. So.
Good, man. Good.
Those are the big things on my mind. I've tried to,
I mean, when it comes to family, that's what it's all about.
It is.
That's what it's all about.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah. What do you want to instill in your children? Like, what's like big in your mind? Like, man, I really need them to grasp this.
And maybe tell us about some of the things that they've instilled in you.
Yeah, oh, wow. I'll get deep. Instilling.
Welcome to the Any Last Words pod.
Yeah. I love it. AWL Nation.
Might have to trademark that.
Yeah, there you go. As far as things I want to instill in them is just give them perspective. I don't want them to be the kids that get to college and don't realize that some of the kids, I don't want them to be like, hey, you want to go out and get a burger? And someone be like, oh, no, I don't have any money. And then they'd be like, what do you mean you don't have money? I don't want that kid. 'Cause we've all met that person. You know,
money.
Just not having money doesn't.
With your broke ass.
Doesn't click. Yeah, exactly. What you mean, dude? Call your mom. Come on, man. Yeah, I can't. I want them to have perspective and know, hey, you know, you're
be able to walk in other people's shoes.
Exactly. You know, you were fortunate and you ain't do shit for this fortune. You know, you haven't done shit for this good situation that you're in. So you need to have perspective and still being able to work as hard as everybody else and just don't be an asshole to people. And then things they've instilled in me. I mean, this is going to sound so corny, but they just teach you how to love, dude. You know?
That's not.
It's a different kind of love.
Yeah.
We'll continue when I'm gonna let you go off on that, because so that you have something to support. You have some pillars to support what you think is just on its face a corny statement. Why is it not corny?
Yeah, like Keon just said, it's a different kind of love, and it's like y'all familiar with Ben Shapiro?
Yes.
The Server Hop podcast, dude. I used to listen to his podcast a lot. I disagree with most of it, but I just like to get the other side. But he said this thing I really agreed with, and it was like having kids. Normally, your happiness is a scale of 1 to 10. So my worst day, I'm going to be at like a 2 or a 3. My best day, I'm going to be at like an 8 or a 9, you know? When you have kids, my worst day, I'm going to be at a negative 3,000. You know, if they're sick or something like that, or like the other day, I was hanging out with my friends and I told my son Bone to do something. He just said, no! Like right in my face, like in front of my friends, dude, for real. But on their best, when you're at your happiest with kids, it's going to be level infinity, you know? Right. So you just have this huge range of emotions and you have to, it really makes you understand that this little person doesn't have control of their emotions yet, and I really need to see where they're coming from, you know? And yeah, he's acting like an asshole and he's throwing tantrum and stuff like that, but he's learning, he's working that shit out, you know? I just gotta be there to support him.
Yeah, so
that's a great outlook, man.
Yeah, does that help you? Have you seen that help you? Okay, because you said teach you how to love. Does that teach you how to have compassion for other human beings?
I think so, yeah, for sure. It makes you soft, dude. I cry at like those Sports Center specials now and stuff like that. Or I was on LinkedIn yesterday and there was a video of a dad giving his son a baseball bat, and I'm like, oh man, it's so fucking sweet.
That's fine. I don't have a kid and I cry all the time.
It's good to cry. It's good to cry.
Absolutely.
So yeah, it has given me more, I think more patience and more empathy for other folks.
That's awesome.
Shit. When Jacory told me he wanted to try out for the track team, nigga, I teared up a little bit.
Yeah.
I was just like, wow, like what, really?
Yeah.
Like, you know, and cause like, I think I had a short conversation with this about you. I mean, about that with you. I'm not one of those parents that's like, nah, you're like, you gotta play football. You gotta play some basketball or something. Like, if you don't want to do that, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna sit here and act like it's not cool. If he wants to do that.
Yeah.
So for him to tell me like, Dad, like I wanna try out for the track team, I was just so excited for him. Like I think I tweeted something a couple days ago. I was like, I'm more nervous for him about it than he might be. You know what I'm saying? Like, you going out here and just trying something that you've never done before.
That's got to make you proud.
Yeah,
that's what it is. That would make me so
That's what
proud.
it is.
That's
yeah,
awesome.
like you just stepping out of your box. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause this kid, like, he plays with his friends. Like, he'll go outside and kick around a soccer ball and, do stuff like that. But now he's like, he's taking his time and effort to jump into something that's a little more organized, something that he's never done before. And I am ecstatic.
That's awesome.
Yeah. That's what it is. I completely get that. Yeah. You're looking at this little person fucking like grow and like be curious about stuff and be like, damn, like he's about to go after it.
Yeah.
Like,
Exactly.
oh shit. Like that's crazy. I'm
But
about to sit back and watch this.
I've also had the conversation with him about if he doesn't make the team. And he made me so fucking proud the other day. Cause I was like, Jacory, like, I don't want you to be upset if you don't make the team. I was like, what do you think about that? And he was like, I'll try again next year.
That's what's up.
And I was like, no,
Give me some depth. That's what's up.
Hell yeah. So, you know,
again next year.
I'll try again next year. Like, he's been sending me videos of like his mom takes him up to the track around their way, and like he's running around the track. Of course, he puts little edits on it for him to run this fucking fast, because that's what that's what's hot.
Right.
But he's out there really trying to do it. Like, he's running around the track, and obviously he has diabetes, so it's different for him. And like they've been to the doctor, they've asked the questions that they need to ask, and for him to still have the confidence to want to do that, knowing that he kind of has that ailment that could potentially hold him back. Super proud.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that is
super proud.
Yeah. I think sports is so valuable in teaching kids lessons. That's why I'm such a fan. Like I played football growing up, played with Terrence and shit. Football, I mean, it's the most literal example of if you get knocked back down, you got to get back up. You can't just lay there. Like, you can't lay there. You got to get back up. And, sometimes someone's going to fuck you up and sometimes you're going to fuck them up. That's how life goes.
Yep.
Couldn't have said it better. These are facts. Yeah, it's true. It teaches you how to cooperate with other people, which is huge.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the whole thing with relationships that we've really been talking about is how do you cooperate? Cooperate.
Create a little camaraderie.
Yeah. How do you rise up against adversity? That's huge. There was something, and this is funny. We can have this conversation if you want to, but this was something I heard on the Joe Rogan podcast. Sorry, guys. But it's, he said, or he had quoted something he had heard, but it's just that hard times create hard men.
Yep.
Hard men create easy times, and then easy times create soft men, and soft men create hard times.
Oh, wow.
It's a cycle.
Okay.
Right. And so, little adversity ain't never hurt nobody.
No.
Get out there, get knocked down, get told no 20 times before you get a yes.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Get cut from the team.
Yep.
Whatever the case is, you gotta go through some adversity. I like that. I like that a lot. Now, go ahead.
No, sorry.
No.
I was going to change the topic. You go ahead.
I was going to say on that, do we want to have this Joe Rogan conversation on here?
It's whatever.
Look, he ain't ready for it. You want to have it?
Obviously, there's a video of him saying the N-word a bunch of times.
Okay, so,
like,
all right, so Brad,
we
now
knew
we
he was
gonna
going to say that. Like, we knew this is out there. Like, come on.
So I guess we can start with this. So for anybody that doesn't know, which I think people know, yes, Joe Rogan, the podcast extraordinaire, Megatron, has been, there's been a compilation of him saying the word nigga a million times.
Yeah.
It's like a 25-second compilation. First and foremost, these are like mad old. Like, he's been saying nigga for a long time.
That's what I'm saying. We all knew.
Supposedly he stopped or whatever, and he hasn't done it in the past few years, whatever, but he was doing it. I had heard it before. Other people had heard it before.
Yep.
And people don't care about context, but if you do, within the context, he was quoting, Paul Mooney or Richard Pryor or whomever at the time. Yeah. But it was never just to like be like, oh, hey, there's a nigger, right? Like there was something.
Hey, Dave.
Exactly. There was
it wasn't malicious
context behind it. Now, some people say context doesn't matter. Your skin is white. So therefore, you shouldn't ever say this word for any reason.
That's a real crazy blanket statement.
Okay, so we're gonna have this conversation here today.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's a crazy blanket statement.
Context does matter. This is just a touchy topic, and I understand that.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying. Context absolutely.
As do matters. As does Joe Rogan right now. He knows it's touchy too.
Joe's feeling it, yo.
Right. Yeah. There's a lot of history behind the word. There are a lot of. I mean, people aren't so far removed from, like, I told you, my dad moved to a place in Tennessee when he was a kid with, my grandma, who's, rest in peace, and his sisters, and they had a cross burnt on their front lawn. They're like the very first day. So people aren't so far removed from a lot of hatred and bigotry. So I understand that this word holds a lot of power. Like, we understand how people feel about this word.
Right.
I've also told you on the phone the other day that I feel like freedom of speech is the best thing that's ever happened. It's way fucking better than sliced bread. Right? So when we start shutting down conversations, I'm just put this out there. I'm not saying let
that white people or anybody necessarily should be using this word. Right?
Right.
We can use it. Anybody can use it. You can say it right now. Nigga. Right? Like we can say
NIGGAR.
You can say it. It's just, are you going to be considerate of the way people feel about it?
Right.
What is the context? And can we have conversation about whether any of that even matters?
Mm-hmm.
And when you start shutting down conversation about things, there are two modes that I'm aware of. Let me know if I'm wrong. There's conversation, right, for deliberation and understanding amongst other human beings. And then after that, there is war. There's once you and I have a difference, right? A difference of opinion, and it really fucking matters to both of us how we feel about it.
Mm-hmm.
And we have our words to use.
Mm-hmm.
Once you say no, ain't gonna be no conversation about it. If I continue to act the way that I do, and it really, I mean, to you, it's the most heinous crime ever. What are you gonna do after that? What are you gonna do about it? When you done talking?
I'm not sure, but I know it's gonna it's gonna create a lot of tension. I'm assuming.
Exactly. And if we're talking about superpowers, America, Germany, France, Russia, we're talking about black, white people, Republicans, Democrats, whatever, however you want to slice it up,
right.
Different religions, however you want to slice it up. Once we're done having the conversations, it's, well, now I got to do something about it.
Right. Because
you're living in such a way that is infringing upon my lifestyle and the lifestyle of my loved ones.
Mm-hmm.
And we're no longer talking. We're no longer corresponding in a civil way.
Right.
Because I no longer care about what you have to say. I no longer care what's going on your side, how you're interfacing with the world. It doesn't matter to me. So after that, we're talking about violence.
Mm.
And so what I'm saying is, I mean, unless you listeners, we're all cool with just having an all-out war from here until the end of time. We need to be able to have conversations about things.
Mm-hmm.
I understand things are going to be tough, but adversity is that way.
Yeah.
Okay. And if we're talking about adversity and surmounting adversity to get to the next place, then this is what has to happen. So we have to have these conversations. Good thing I have my own platform and I paid for all this shit because we're about to have this conversation.
Yeah. It's like Chris Rock said, if you clean a room, it's got to get messy before it can get clean.
It's very true.
As far as Joe Rogan, my baseline stance is just hearing a white person say the N-word is just nails on a chalkboard to me in general. So I just don't like it. I prefer to not y'all used it. The gas tank's empty. You already used your pass. It's empty. Yeah, it's gone. You can't
use your pass.
Yeah. But I'm not going to cancel you for it. I'm say, hey, can you not say that around me?
Yeah.
Hey, all right, let's keep it moving. All right, cool. Now your turn, go do whatever we were back to doing. In college, I had a friend, Indian and white. He was Indian and white. So I was like borderline. Should he be allowed to say nigga or not? So, because he's not full, whatever.
So I look at these little games we have to play about.
Literally, the shit you got to think about. And it's still my boy to this day. But he got on this kick where he was just saying it, and I was just like, hey, stop saying that so much. He's like, oh, my bad, man. You know what we did? We fucking finished our game of FIFA. And not like, right. That's how I feel about it. Hey, Joe, stop saying the N-word, man. Like, and we can move on, Yeah. And to your point of freedom of speech, I definitely think that's an important thing. I think sometimes people forget that freedom of speech is not freedom from consequence.
Yeah.
So if you're saying some wild shit, I disagree,
bars,
I can then do what is within my power to combat that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whether that be, not purchasing your item, not downloading your podcast, whatever it is. But overall, I mean, we all knew Joe was saying the N-word. He still makes a good podcast.
So what's funny is something that you brought up, Ben Shapiro. So this is something I've heard him say. He's like, and I said it to you, and I'll say to you, you have two kids. Now, if you have two kids, right, and one runs up to you and says, hey, so-and-so hit me. The other one hit me. It matters. It truly, truly matters whether that other one hit the other one saying it, right? If you have again, I'll use the same one I use. You have Jacory. Let's say you have a Jacqueline. Jacqueline comes up to you. She says, yo, Jacory hit me. That is an accusation and it needs to be taken seriously. You don't want your daughter being hit. You don't want your daughter being hit by your son. You don't want your son growing up thinking that it's okay to hit people or to hit his sister, right? These are a bunch of things that you have to deal with.
Right.
You don't want violence in your house. It's a whole lot of shit going on. Now, what needs to be hashed out, this would be your court of law. You need to know whether he did hit, if he slapped her in the fucking face, if he punched her in the stomach, if he pushed her, if he yanked something out of her hand and she didn't like it, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was a forceful yank. If he didn't do anything at all, but maybe he didn't give her something that she was asking for, so now she wants to create a lie to get him in trouble, you need to know what actually happened. That matters.
Right.
And so in correspondence to this Joe Rogan thing, it matters whether Joe Rogan said nigger and then hung a dude from a tree.
Yeah.
Or whether he was quoting Dave Chappelle. No, that matters.
No, it does matter, but that was just
that matters.
Yeah.
It does. So we need to be able to like say, okay, you know what? I didn't like the way this sounded. I didn't like the way or the fact that he said it, and these are my reasons. But we also need to have a scale, right, for what hatred is really. And what somebody just got caught slipping doing, and then they apologize and say, you know what, you're right, that was kind of out of pocket. Like, we can't treat those two things as though they are the same thing.
It's not just black and white.
It's not just black, no pun intended. It's not just black and white. Like, you really have to think about these things. Now, I'll bring it on to rap music. What we think about rappers making billions on white people purchasing their music and purchasing their concert tickets and going, and then saying, hold on now, I'm going to use the word nigga 17,000 times in this 3 minutes of this song. But don't you say it though. Come to my concert, sing the song, give me your money, have a good time, but don't you say that word. Toss up.
That's a good,
that's a very interesting topic. I'm not.
That's a tough one.
Yeah, I'm not sure what to say about that.
I'm leaning toward get that check. But I mean,
it's an interesting culture.
Yeah.
It's interesting when you start playing these games of who can say it, who can't say it. Hispanics say it a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Black people let Hispanic. Why is it that Hispanics get the pass? It's because
do they get the pass?
Hispanics say this word.
No. I know that they say it, but are they getting the pass?
And they do not get.
Okay, I get what you're saying. They don't get the flack that white
they don't
people
get Joe Rogan.
I got you.
Nah.
I got you. I hear you.
That's what I'm just saying. It's interesting about the games we play.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? Like you got to be, these unwritten rules. You're considering all these different things. Some people are considering none of them. There are plenty of black people that don't think that black people should use it.
Yeah.
Usually of the older generations, but they're just like, no, we need to just cut it out. It's a very interesting word, but we have to keep the open lines of communication going. That's really my biggest point of it all. I'm not saying anybody should be doing anything unless it's just that we should be having conversations about it.
So do you think that by saying some people can say it and some can't, are we now giving the word power?
Oh, the word
has.
If we just greenlit it and said, "Who say it?" No one cares. White people say it.
Well,
do you think?
Well, I talked to Keon about this. It comes from, and man, this is gonna be a rough one. It comes from identity. It does, and this is something I spoke about on the last one. I'm certain some people didn't necessarily like it, but you know what? Matter of fact, now I'm making this connection. A lot of like a very liberal thing is to. A very liberal point is to let everyone identify the way that they want to identify and say, hey, I don't give a fuck if this is how you think that you feel like a woman, you a woman, Keon, you want to be called her, like, cool. That's, I'm going to let you do that. I don't care. And so if I say he to you and you're just like, hey man, can you not call me that? Can you call me she or her? I'm gonna be like, fine. Yeah. I don't, bro. You can do whatever. You can be whoever you want to be, dog. Like,
sounds like a perfectly reasonable request.
Bro. I'm not going to force you to be somebody that. I'm not going to call you something you don't want to be called. That's fine by me. So when I say that, please give me the same consideration when I say that I don't internally identify and cling to this idea of blackness.
Mhm.
And a lot of it's probably come from just wildly assiduous meditation and mindfulness practices. Is that I am that person sitting behind the waterfall.
Mhm.
I'm just looking at the waterfall. I just see the stuff and I see the world and I understand how people interact with it, and that's fine. I'm just not there anymore.
Yeah.
So like these things are not me. Like that self, that identity is not even a real thing.
Mhm.
We tell ourselves ideas and narratives about who we are, but those are lies. Those are just things that we spin and things that we're sold from the outside sources. But we're just these beings inside these vessels, and we're just experiencing life.
Mhm.
So I don't take heed to these types of things. So it's because people are so deeply rooted and attached. That's what the Buddha would tell you, is that all this suffering comes from attachment to things. And so it's because we're so attached to these ideas and these concepts and these identities that all this suffering and turmoil comes from. So if we didn't attach to that, this word wouldn't mean anything. Like it wouldn't matter.
Right.
My thoughts on that.
I feel that. You know, it's just.
I know it's harder listen, I don't expect for everyone to just jump to this place in consciousness that I am in this moment at all. I understand that people are going to be what they are and they're going to take pride in these, different slices of identity, whether you're a man or you're a woman or you're black or you're white or you're Asian, you're Hispanic or you're upper class, you're middle class, you're whatever the fuck it is.
So much division.
You're exactly. You're this religion, you're that religion. I know that you're going to take pride in those things, and that's to you. That's going to mean everything. That's going to be the core to who you are. You can have that. That's fine. I'm just letting you know my perspective and how I identify or do not identify, and I would like that to be respected.
Yeah. I think a lot of the big reason too that we create these groups and identities is I think we all want to have another group that we feel better than. That we're better than this other group. You go to countries that are all culture or ethnically similar. You go to Africa. You go to I hate when people just say Africa. You go to Senegal or Ghana or something like that, and ethnically it's all the same. They still find a way to be racist against somebody. There's still groups, and I can still find a reason to hate this group for something outside of their control.
Yeah, there was like a Rick and Morty episode about this, and I think it was like it was something stupid like coned nipples versus round nipples or something like that. But it's like you're right. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be skin. Like people are going to find a way to create a hierarchy or to difference, or differentiate themselves from another class of people.
Yeah.
Like that's just going to happen. Yeah, it's interesting, man. So man, this Joe Rogan shit is crazy because people are all over this man's ass. Like people taking their music down from Spotify.
Yeah.
People are canceling Spotify as a whole. They don't even want to listen to anything on Spotify. By the way, you can listen to ALW Pod on SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple, as well as YouTube.
Yeah, I think that I do believe free speech is definitely important because, like you said, you don't want the conversations to just fucking break down because we feel like we're super limited, and that's why the context does matter. But as Brad said, there are certain words out there that do come with consequences. There are certain things that you can say that do come with consequences, and that's just the world that we live in.
Yeah. Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Currently,
so
don't die on that hill.
You don't got to die on that hill.
Yeah, we talked about that.
You don't have, so, if you're a white person or a non-black person and you out here dropping N-bombs all the time, that's on you.
Right.
That is on you.
At your own risk.
But just know there might be some turmoil or some fists coming
your way.
You know what I'm saying?
1,000%. Yeah, you got to be aware of that.
Yeah. Definitely.
You got to be aware of that.
And you could tell Joe was feeling the heat because he apologized.
Yeah.
He doesn't apologize for shit.
Yeah. Mikey was telling us.
He's like,
that.
all right, my bad.
I
was a little reckless.
He was definitely feeling the heat. And one of those wasn't the best. Again, the second one. So one, I think that a lot of this came to the forefront because of all of this COVID stuff that he's been talking about.
Yeah.
For the amount of time that COVID's been out, he's been talking about it freely with all different sorts of professionals.
that are on both sides. They believe this, they believe that, they believe, and he's upset mostly because of this whole idea of misinformation. And that he's like, well, you say that this is misinformation. Now that I'm spreading misinformation, one, I'm just having conversations with people, right? That believe all different sorts of stuff. And a lot of people I'm speaking to are highly credentialed people.
Yeah.
They're like, they have studied, they spent their whole life studying these vaccines and things like this. So that's one thing. Two, a lot of things you guys are saying are misinformation are coming up as fact now. And that if you would have said that this was misinformation 6 months, 9 months ago, maybe you would have got away with it. But then ever since then, it's been a thing. Very first thing, it was don't wear masks. Like, don't wear masks. Like, we need the mask for the hospital. Don't wear the mask. Then it was like, oh wait, everybody wear masks, right? Then it was, oh, if you get COVID, like, this is gonna happen, but nobody's really, like, we're not gonna perish from it. Then it's like, oh shit, motherfuckers dying. Okay, this shit is, all right, this shit is serious.
It's real. It's real.
Okay. Then it's like, all right, well, if you get the vaccine, like, you can't get it, you'll be fine after that. Then you get the vaccine, then people are getting sick still, getting hurt, and it's like, oh shit, it's gone crazy, right? Then it's, oh, I guess one of the newest things that's been reported is that, oh, cloth masks do not work. So you guys have just been running around with masks on.
Yeah. Once they came out with Florona, I was.
Oh, wait, hold on, wait.
You ever heard about Florona?
Florona.
Yeah, flu and Rona.
Oh.
Or now they cut out the middleman. They've combined into one now, so now you can get Florona. So
Wow.
That's where I'm at. I mean,
oh man.
Yeah, once
this episode is about to get flagged.
yeah. For COVID-19 information.
Yeah, 1000%. Hey, as a matter of fact, go to the CDC.org. Like, go check it out. Get all the information that you possibly can. Also, be as healthy as you possibly can in every way, shape, or form. Try to exercise, take your supplements, try to, have a balanced diet, all that sort of stuff. Do everything.
Yep.
Yeah. But I think when people say stuff like that, then the other side, when they hear that, they're like, well, why aren't you promoting the vaccine? And And it's like, I'm not saying I'm not promoting it. I'm just saying do both in conjunction. They can be done hand in hand. One hand washes the other.
And don't condemn anyone that doesn't just believe what you believe.
Yes.
Do that too.
Yo, they was ready to go to war. Like, oh, you believe the vaccine? Oh, I don't believe that. Like, just go to war for it.
You getting the microchip?
And so this is the thing we're talking about, is that it doesn't have to be skin. It doesn't matter. Like, people will find a way to divide.
Great way to bring that back.
Always. So I think that a lot of this is what brought this, because Joe Rogan hasn't said the word again in a while now, right? To our knowledge.
Yeah.
So that's why I feel like that's how stuff comes up in the past. It's like, okay, you don't talk about COVID one too many times the way I don't like it. Yeah. Let's go ahead and get this compilation together.
How much time would you have on your hands to go through 20 years of podcast footage
it's
to find like 30 seconds?
But there are people like that. The type of people that sit online all day and
fuck Joe Rogan's day up.
Oh my gosh. The type of people that sit online all day long and have like these real Twitter or Facebook wars, like people that actually sit and comment all day long and like for like hours and hours and hours of their day, really like trying to, I don't know what the fuck they're trying to do, because I guess in their mind, bro, I can't even wrap my mind around it. It's kind of crazy because that is not the way a conversation really takes place.
Bro, the comments on Twitter, I don't even, like, I'm on Twitter, so I'm looking at them, but I hate the comment sections in any thread, to be honest with you. Cause I'm just looking at the stuff people are saying. People are having full blown arguments with people in the comments.
Yeah.
Like, you don't know these people. You don't even know if this is the real person behind that Abby. Like, it's like, what is the point? Like, are you really ready to die on this hill in the comment thread?
No one's thinking about what the other person is saying at all.
Yeah.
No one's listening. No one's really taking things into consideration. That is not how you have a real debate.
Yeah.
That's just not how it goes down. So it's those same types of people. Like, you just got mad time in your day and you're willing to use all of it.
Yeah.
That, man, couldn't be me. That's one of my new favorite sayings is, listen, I understand the way people do things. I get it. Everybody is where they are mentally, spiritually, emotionally. People gonna ride. They're gonna do what they do. Couldn't be me.
Fuck. Shit wouldn't happen to me though.
Bro.
What is that from?
It's from the Boondocks.
Okay.
When Sarah left Tom for Usher.
Yeah. Oh, the waiter.
The waiter. That's got to be my top 10 most used gifts.
I was like, I know where that's from.
That's a wild thing to say.
Yeah.
What happened to me though?
That's hilarious.
Sarah. But yeah, people engaging on social media. The way I look at it, energy is not unlimited. I got a very finite amount of energy, and I can't. If I got $100 worth of energy in the morning every day I wake up, I'm not spending $40 commenting on Twitter posts. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not.
That's a wild use of capital.
Yeah. That is a misallocation of capital. Oh shit! But I mean, I caught myself back when Trump was getting elected back in 2016. I was heavy on Facebook, like, "What are y'all doing? How you vote for him?" And then one day I was like, whose mind are you changing? What the fuck are you doing? You're arguing with people you haven't spoken to in 5 years. It's like, dude, go do some other shit. Like,
but that's the thing, though. People that do it, they feel like they're having a legitimate change on the world.
Yes.
Like they feel like if I type this motherfucker hard enough, like it's gonna work.
Well, back to the first point we said, people like to talk. If I'm commenting on Facebook and I'm saying climate change is real and you're an asshole if you drive a car, I've done my part. I'm good, baby. I'm good.
Right. Yeah. Virtue signaling.
Exactly.
Virtue signaling.
I've helped the world now.
Exactly.
I don't have to actually go out there and volunteer. I don't have to actually, pack up some coats and give them to some people that are cold. I don't have to go volunteer in a school. I don't have to actually do anything tangible because I made a Facebook comment.
Exactly. You do the bare. It's not even the bare minimum. You do some bullshit.
Yeah.
And then it's sort of like you riding the bike in your mind, Keon. Like, or the people talking about starting a podcast. Like you just do this extremely minuscule, really apparition, ghost-like version of the thing that you really want to do and you would do if you had any clear-headedness and nobility in your heart. And since you don't have those things, you just do this really lackluster piece of shit version of it. And then you feel as though now you are a better person. You feel as though you are accomplished, like you're a real hero and like vigilante of sorts.
I told them.
Exactly.
And then the worst is now you're pulling out your phone every 5 minutes. Oh, who commented? Oh, let me check notifications, And that's when I really caught myself like, bro, what are you doing?
Looking for the reaction.
Or the ultimate, you're on Facebook, Twitter, whatever, and you close the app and you put your phone down, and then 10 seconds later you pick your phone right back up and go into the app. And you're just like, what the fuck am I doing?
Hey man, look,
it's got a hold on you.
Yeah.
You know what that is? That is growth.
Yeah.
And we are nothing without it.
Wait a minute, what's growth?
Well, him being able to look back at that and say, you know what? I was being a little ridiculous.
Right. Yeah, because that picking up, that constantly picking up the phone, all that sort of shit. It's either, I'm trying to tell you, trained minds and untrained minds. Either you're working on a program mentally that you have made, or you're working on someone else's. Someone put you on and you just don't know it. Right? But that's it. So if you find yourself, that's why to me, living intentionally is like the mission.
Yes.
Because if you're not doing that, then that just means that you're just doing things out of reaction.
Yeah.
You're just doing things because you were just taught this, and taught this by whom and for what reasons is the question to ask yourself. It's something to think about.
I'm a firm believer that there's two types of people, and there's, people that are going to let shit happen to them, and there's people that are going to make shit happen. You can let life come around and slap you in the face all day and I ain't get the job, man, or, my girl left me, or, my car broke down. Or I can be proactive, like, I busted up, brushed up my resume and I applied to 40 positions that are exactly what I like. I bought my girl some flowers because that's cheaper than a divorce. And, I've got the maintenance on my car.
Cheaper to keep,
Yes. And, I got the maintenance on my car. Now my shit's not going to break down, You can make shit happen or you can let the shit happen.
Yeah, that's very true. This is something that you've been thinking about a whole lot in life.
What exactly?
Not procrastinating and trying to make shit happen in your life instead of taking the back seat.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I've definitely taken the back seat a lot in like the last several years of my life. And I finally feel like I'm making a change. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not just feeling like it. I'm not just thinking about it. I'm actually doing something about it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, you just gotta take control, man. You gotta take control.
And it's a conscious thing. It's
It
very,
is.
very, like you said, intentional.
I can talk myself out of anything.
Yeah.
I will find a reason.
Yeah.
I will find a reason to talk myself out of anything.
Yeah.
But I feel like I'm finally starting to open up this side of my brain that's fighting back, that's saying, but no, we should do this because, there's always a bigger picture.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When I'm thinking about, I'm not going to do that. I'm thinking small capital. You know what I'm saying? Small capital. I'm thinking about,
you're thinking about that moment.
Like, I don't got to do this right now. I can do it later. You know what I'm saying? But no, if you do it right now, you won't have to do it later along with all those other things that you have to do.
Yeah, right.
So like, let's get, what were you saying earlier? Piece by piece, just a little bit every day, right?
The elephant at one bite at a time.
So, I'm out here back in school,
That's what's up,
trying
bro.
to kill it. You know what I'm saying? Learning about these networks, these UTPs.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? But just trying to be the best me I can be.
That's all it's about.
Yeah, doing this podcast. Like I've said before, I'm the busiest I've ever been in my life right now. I'm so busy, and I really don't have the time, but I'm making the time.
Yeah.
And it's stressful, but it's better than the alternative.
It is.
No one likes a man with time on his hands,
Yeah.
That's the key.
Yep.
And what's funny is like not having the time. Now, again, I don't know exactly what the blocks of time in your day look like, but I know that a lot of time when people say that, they just aren't making the time.
Yes. Yeah.
Well,
That's really what it is.
I guess what I'm saying is more so like when you think about school, when you're like, if you went to college when you were supposed. Well, I ain't gonna say supposed.
Understood.
But
Understood.
you know what I'm saying? Like
Right
I had
out
a
of
lot
high
more.
school.
Yeah, you have more time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I came out of high school, had a kid mad early, didn't go back to school. You know what I'm saying? And back then that's when I should have been doing this. You know what I'm saying? But now I'm working full time. That kid's older. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot going on in my life. There's a lot that I'm trying to do. You know what I'm saying?
You're trying to make course corrections, but a perspective that I'll give to you is that I don't think, or I will offer you, I should say, but that would be better, is that, you said should have been, and this is something we've talked about when I talked to you about the book Great Expectations by Charles Dickens. I don't know if you've ever read that novel. Great fucking book. But this idea of I ought to be here, but I'm here. I should be there. You know what? I'm going to move. I need a change. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. But why am I not? Why do they have it, but I don't have it? I'm better than them. I should be there. Like, what? You're not.
Yeah.
This is reality.
Yeah.
This is what it is. Things ought not or should not be any. This is what it is. And so you have to learn. That's why I love this song. I always refer to J. Cole, Love Yours. Everybody go back and listen to J. Cole, Love Yours.
Yes.
And what is it? No such thing as a life that's better than yours. No such thing as a life that's better than yours. No such thing, no such thing.
Growing up, sometimes we had less compared to some niggas down the block. We was blessed. That's the line for the song right there.
You know what the fuck I'm saying,
Yes.
bro? But it's like, it's real. You just have to learn to love what you have around you.
Yeah.
That's truly where home is. And if people could bring themselves to do that, they would be infinitely happier.
I think that's what I'm finding out now is, a lot of time that I spent maybe 5 years ago just thinking about, damn, I wish I would have did this. I wish I would have did that. You know what I'm saying? I guess I'm just trying to live more in the moment right now. Like, all right, Keon, chapter 1, you got to read that this week. That's what we doing this week. You know what I'm
And you
saying?
say what you should have done, but something I've realized with waiting to do a lot of things is, would you even have appreciated it?
Honestly, I've thought about that too. I'm not even the same person I was when I was 18, and I don't know that I would have gotten everything out of it that I should have. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Because I went to college right after high school, and I probably should have worked for a few years because when I tell you, I barely scraped out of there. 3 extra semesters, semesters where I wouldn't even show up to class, just smoke weed all day. like, come on, Sally Mae ain't paying for this. Sally Mae ain't paying for you to smoke weed all day. So now you're going to school, and I bet you appreciate every single thing you're doing, and you know why you're doing this.
Yeah, I do, and I feel like
you don't know why you're doing it when you're.
I feel like I'm taking the information in a little bit better as well. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, a lot of times when you're young, you're right. You just feel like you're just being funneled into the next thing. Like you don't know what you're doing. It's just like, oh, everybody's walking in this direction. All right, I guess I'm going there too. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
fuck that shit.
Yeah, but it's different. It's different now. It feels different. I'm glad that I'm doing it. You know what I'm saying? It feels good. Just waiting for that piece of accomplishment when it's all over, you know, and I'm trying not to think about the end of the cycle as much, you know, because that's just going to make time go so much slower.
Are you waiting till you're done to start applying for IT jobs?
Not necessarily. I'm working on this.
I wouldn't wait if I was you. Yeah.
Here's my thing. I don't know. I think I'm trying to at least, like, I'm almost done I'm almost done with my first 2 years. You know what I'm saying? I was trying to wait till then, at least before I start throwing throwing resumes out there. But I'm hoping that I can get this cert out the way even before that, because that's going to that's going to get me in the network.
Okay.
That's going to get me into somebody's door.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Yeah, you have any more pointers you might want to get anything off the top of your head?
Yeah, I mean, just anyone, applying for a job, trying to break into IT. I always think, a job is not a grocery list. A job description is not a grocery list. It's a wish list. So when I'm writing a job description, I want 5 years of Windows experience and 5 years of Linux experience, and I need you to work with this, that, and the other tool and all this shit. I'm not really expecting to get that person through my door. I just want somebody that, if you can check 50% of those boxes, I'm gonna give you an interview at least.
Okay.
You know? So that's the way I look at it. That's why I say, don't wait till you finish the degree. And then, just give yourself the time to job search. I think they say for every $10,000 in salary you want to make, you should give yourself about a month.
Hey, look, I'm not new to Indeed. All right. You better know. Earl could tell you. I goes on an interview. They know me.
Welcome back, Keon.
Right.
What's it going to be today?
I've seen this thing, Keon, have like 3 interviews in one day, like just like easily.
Bro, your story about that one job that they was trying to send you the check to buy the laptop. Bro, I was cutting the grass and dying laughing, bro. I was dying.
And I knew it was a scam.
Yeah.
I knew it was a scam, but something just kept me going.
You wanted to believe that it wasn't.
But I saw all the red flags. It wasn't like I didn't see them. I saw them. I saw them.
It was like, one, you had applied for a certain company name, and then like another company had hit you up and said that it was them. Yeah. You're like, that's a different company. That's interesting. They were based out of Australia, but they ran shit in Europe, but you were getting phone calls from Florida and Wisconsin. Yeah, it was a little much.
And I don't typically, get caught up in those types of things. I'm not even that type of person, but this one time I let someone just hype me up just enough for me to be like, okay, let me keep typing.
Yeah. Once you said that they said they were going to send you money to buy a computer. Yeah. That's when working in IT, I was like, no one would ever fucking do that,
Yeah. So, I learned my lesson. I did get that check.
I think for me,
they sent it to you?
Yeah, they sent it. I didn't do anything with it.
Because I think the hustle is you cash it and then you send it back and the check bounces a week later.
That's the hustle. Yeah. I've seen this before.
Yeah. They got me once. They got me once.
Jeez Louise. No, I called on earlier, probably when he was just like, so the interview was all text based. Like they're just texting me. Yeah. I'm just like, oh,
that's innovative.
Right? Yeah, like they just asked him a few questions. It was like, you know what? All right, let me send this up the ladder. And then 5-10 minutes later, oh, you know what? They liked you. You got your job, Keon. It's like, it's like, come on, bro. That ain't it. That ain't it.
Yeah. I won't make that mistake again.
You also had the other story. I'm fanboying now about the girl you were hooking up with. And they told you they was going to fire her. And then she was like, did you know? And you were like, yeah, I knew.
But I wasn't going to tell you.
Going to say shit.
Yeah, man.
That shit.
That's an awkward. It's an awkward position to be in.
I did know.
Yeah. Damn.
And then you had...
I can't tell you.
Yeah. And then you had the one about selling the windshields.
Oh yeah, man.
Because I've done some shit like that too before.
Bro, adversity, man.
That should build you. You learn from it.
Yeah, it all comes from it. That came at a young age, man. But it's
you.
Great story though.
Yeah.
Great story. Selling windshields door to door is just the wildest thing I'd ever heard. I remember like when I told you, you was just like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, how did you get this job? Why would you think that this is going to be? I didn't know. They didn't specify enough. It was something like, you like listening to music? You like talking to people? It's one of those types.
You can do all those things.
Exactly. As you walk your ass down the street, door to door.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
I had a job one time where the people with the iPads in DC that stand outside the metro station, and they're like, "Hey, you want to help a kid? You want to feed a kid in Honduras or whatever?" And you put in your credit card. I was one of them. Yeah.
Wow.
That was real. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. That was tough. That was 4 weeks maybe. And I quit.
Feed a kid. But that's not for like a real organization, is it? It's just people out there with their own Squarespaces and shit like that.
For all I know, the money's getting back to these kids somehow.
Oh, okay.
But it's not. If you're giving $100, $10 is probably getting back to this kid. Because I'm getting $35 for you signing up off that. So
I took a job once where like was out in Tyson's Corner. I thought I was big shit too.
Yeah.
Out in Tyson's Corner, and like you go in and I did my interview, hired me on the spot.
Yeah.
Now I know that does happen, but one should be somewhat weary when you just get hired right after the interview. Like niggas was real pressed. Like, you're perfect.
Yeah, it's like, bro, like I think I'm good, like, but I'm not that good.
I see it in you.
So like I had to memorize the script, and after memorizing the script, they just threw a bunch of us in Home Depot trying to get people to get their cabinets redone.
Yeah.
And like, I'm sitting here, like, I don't work at Home Depot. I'm just some nigga in the cabinet aisle with a suit on.
Praying no one asks you a question.
Yeah, trying to get people to get their cabinets redone.
Why is it the shittier the job, the nicer they try to make you dress? Bro, they would have us out here in DC with suits and ties, 100-degree weather. I'm fucking sweating. I'm like, hey, you want to feed the kids?
For sure. Because, bro, like, it's all optics.
Yes.
Everything is optics. As a matter of fact, going back to the COVID thing for a second, that's a lot of reason why a lot of places had masks mandatory in their establishment.
Theater.
Because it was for optics. They just wanted to make it seem as though they were playing ball, even though they didn't really give a shit about it. I know this for a fact. And I remember I used to watch this show. I forgot what station it came on, but it used to be so interesting. It was called Brain Games.
I remember you telling me about that.
Such an interesting show. They would have like the coolest little like psychological, sociological sort of experiments that they would do out in the field. And there are a couple of them, and it's all about mindfulness to some degree. So, and they would show how absent-minded people really are. One thing is that you believe someone when they look nice.
Yeah.
So if you have someone in a fucking suit with their hair combed over, most people are believing that person. If you put them on TV and they're speaking to you, you're going to believe them because they look nice, because they don't have a hoodie on and their hair doesn't look like they just got out of bed. Even though that person could know way fucking more information and be way more clear-headed and, objective about information than the person that looks nice on TV. Which is why every time you see anything having to do with pharmaceuticals on TV, the doctor is wearing like a lab coat, like they're wearing their doctor's coat, because then you like believe him. He's like, oh, that's a doctor. Like you really believe.
Got a pair of glasses.
Okay,
on.
Sanford. Okay.
Yeah, right. Like, oh shit, that motherfucker's really a doctor. One of them that just I thought it was mind blowing, but this shit is really real. Like how absent-minded people are. So they would have someone like a bellhop or maybe just someone concierge at a desk somewhere, and they would film guests going up to the counter and talking to the concierge, or talking to the clerk of whatever sort for about 10 to 15 seconds. And then the clerk would say back to the person they're helping, oh, hold on a second. Yeah, let me get down here and get something for you real quick. And then they would stoop down underneath the counter, underneath the visibility level of the guests over the top of the counter. And then they would have another person come up that was wearing the same clothes, but it was clearly a different person pop up and then continue to help the guests. It's like 80% of people did not know that the person changed, that it was a different human being in front of them.
Wow.
So it's very interesting how easily duped and tricked human beings are. There was another one they did out in Vegas where I think they just had like an arrow pointing, and there was a line on the ground. It said the line starts here. And then like someone got in line, or they had the very first person that got in line was in on it. But then after that, like people just started getting in line. And then before you knew it, there were just like 50 people in line for nothing. Nothing.
No one wants to ask.
Nobody's asking. Yeah. They're just like, oh shit, like you're in line too? Like, yeah, man, we're gonna see whatever the fuck is going on. Like, I don't know, but everyone's just in line for nothing to happen.
Wow.
50 people. And that's just the sheep mentality
right.
that people are encased in. And that's just kind of the reality of things.
Yeah.
So that's, again, when you realize stuff like that, you stop getting so upset at people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You're just like, oh, this is the way people act. Yeah. So yeah, that's my 2 cents on that.
Yeah. All about perspective.
All about perspective. And that's why you want to give that to your children.
Yes. I was in Walmart the other day and I asked somebody for help. She gave me terrible service.
Customer service is hard. Customer service is so hard to find.
I worked in retail. It's tough. But then I'm like, can't get mad at this person. She probably just, came here trying to improve her life. She's trying to learn language. She's just trying to get a fucking paycheck. Like, yeah, obviously she don't want to answer my question because she probably didn't understand me. She's fucking grinding. Why? Who am I to get mad at her? You know? So,
or you're just frustrated.
I actually, I went to Wendy's maybe like 2 weeks ago and I was in the line. And so, I ordered what I ordered and I get up to the window and I give them my card and she looks at me and she hands me my drink. And I was like, oh no, this isn't what I ordered. And so I give it back to her. She asked me what my order was. And turns out she charged me for, I guess, the person behind me. Mm-hmm. And so, she was like, yeah, I charged you more than what you needed to be charged. Like, I need to give you some money back. And I looked at her and I was like, what's easiest for you?
Yeah, that sounds like a 20-minute process right there.
Yeah. I was like, whatever's easiest for you. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because I could have been a bitch ass nigga. Yeah. Just started getting mad.
Give me my $250.
And
right.
just giving her a hard time. I looked right at her. I was like, what's easiest for you?
Right, for sure.
She was like so relieved when she heard that.
Yeah, she was like,
I thought about that. I was like,
God, he's cool.
Yeah, I thought about that when I drove off. I was like, bro, I ain't about to try to make this lady. I ain't trying to make her life any harder than it might be.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I was like, what is easiest for you? Mm-hmm. She ended up just giving me the difference back in cash. I got my food and I left.
And just like Brad was bringing up earlier, that thing that you sent him on AIM, or whatever, way back in the day, it's these things that to you, it's a blip on the radar. Mm-hmm. You're just going to go on about your day. You got your fucking Wendy's, you're out of there. But to her, she's just in her mind like, oh my God, all people aren't pieces of shit. Like that's so awesome.
Working in retail and service will convince you otherwise.
We've said that we think that it should be like mandatory.
It should.
You need to spend at least 1 year doing something in customer service.
Just like how people used to be drafted into the war. It's like, no, you got to get in here. JCPenney's, come on. Christmas season.
Old Navy Black Friday, boy.
Yes, sir. Old Navy Black Friday will make a man out of you.
I was working Old Navy Black Friday. My register shut off in the middle of like a 40-person line. I'm like, Evelyn was the manager. I'm like, Evelyn, can you fix this? She goes, figure it out, Brad. I said, I guess it's free. I don't know what the fuck you want.
Figure it out.
That shit is stressful, bro. That shit is stressful.
Absolutely.
Yeah, when that sort of happens, I guess, did you guys have like the old credit card machines?
That's what we had to get out. Yeah. You gotta get the little cash drawer out.
No one's ever happy about that because they don't want you to have their credit card information sitting on a piece of paper for anyone to take.
What am I doing with these pieces of paper afterwards? Like, am I supposed to send this?
Log this in?
Yeah, do I mail it? Like, I don't have the address. Are you paying for my stamps? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, and I'm sure that they're asking you the same question. Exactly. So what are you guys going to do with this? Because, this is my information.
I'm still supposed to ask them if they want the Old Navy card. Like, it's kind of awkward now.
Trying to get them signed up for that credit card.
Boy. Yeah.
Man, come on. That's a hustle, man. Customer service game is a hustle. But
absolutely.
It teaches you some stuff, though.
Oh, yeah.
It teaches you how to just like...
It teaches you some perspective.
It teaches you some perspective. Another love, like having a child in a sense, like learning how to deal with people.
Yeah.
A lot of different people.
And how not to be a piece of shit on the opposite end of the spectrum when it happens to you.
When I told you that woman came in to my place of work and she was just like, she was talking to another server and was just like, have you ever been around black people? Like they're stinky and like they're not smart because they don't have the opportunities that the rest of us have, and like Michelle Obama's such a dumb ugly bitch, and like she like you just going off on
a customer.
Yeah. Just felt completely comfortable.
Yeah. Saying that.
Just saying a bunch of wild stuff. Well, I was supposed to be her server the next day.
Ooh.
And I was willing to take this opportunity because
I just wanted to capture the soul of this person in front of me. Like, I wanted to witness however they were going to interact. They may not have spoken to me at all and kind of like shush me off or whatever. But I wanted to see it.
Mm-hmm.
I had to see and sense and feel what was going on with this human being. Like, I am just so curious about people in all these various states of consciousness that people can have. Because I'm so far removed from just hating people and just being a natural repellent of human beings. I had to see that. But
like that, I dip my balls in her soup.
but that type of thing, though, you know, it's just you got to learn how to deal with other people because it's not just you in this world, and you don't. And as much as it sounds cool to just be on an island with a bunch of people that think like you, and like you guys can just have a cool time and keep agreeing with each other all the time. Like I said at the end of the last one, you don't want to just be in the echo chamber.
Yeah.
And all you ever hear is just confirmation of your own biases. That's why you listen to Ben Shapiro.
Exactly.
Like, let me get outside of my head. Let me get outside of just what I do and what my friends do. Like, what else is going on in the world?
Yeah, you don't need a bunch of yes men.
And if you can hear those opposite perspectives and still think the same thing, now you're even stronger in your convictions, and you know why you think that, because you're forced to reason that with yourself.
Yeah. It's either things, like you said, are being reinforced, or you win-win. You learn something new.
Yeah,
so just
sure.
open yourself to stuff. Like, it's a win-win. Honestly, that's the way I see it.
Yeah.
Anyway, dope.
You've been listening to the podcast for a little while, on and off, whatever.
Yeah.
I really I appreciate that.
For sure.
I really do.
I
Thank
appreciate
you.
what y'all are doing. I
Thank
appreciate
you
you
very
having me
much.
on. This is awesome.
Is there anything else that we need to cover today, gentlemen? Anything else?
I don't think so. This has been awesome.
I want to
really
see. I want to
enjoyed
see
this.
the track times. I want to see your son's track times for sure.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, yeah, let's.
I'm certain he'll be talking about it.
Yeah,
once this starts. I'm certain of it.
Yeah, he's got some. He's going to conditioning today.
Nice.
And I had to tell him, I was like, Ja'Cory, you want to take this seriously? You want them to take you seriously?
Yeah.
You got to hit these conditions.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the off-season work in high school sports and middle school sports.
Oh my God. That's
where
the
you
politics.
see exactly.
Yeah.
That's who you see who wants it.
Yeah.
Unless you're like, Brandon Hogan type level talent, you better be going to that all-season shit.
B-House.
House.
I ain't seen B-House with the weight in my life.
For respect on
it. He was so real. So real.
Manassas legend.
Manassas legend.
Put respect on his name. All right, man. You gonna do your last words?
Yeah, man. My last words for today are just, keep solid people around, people like Bradley, people like Earl. You'll learn a lot from them. I've learned a lot from Brad just in this,
People like Keon as well.
Yes, for sure.
people like Keon. You learn a lot from those people. You learn those different perspectives because not everybody's the same. Even if they're solid, even if you consider them solid, they can still think a little differently than you. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, man, it helps. It helps to keep solid individuals around you.
Solid forms take different shapes.
Yeah, exactly. That's a great point. That's a great point. Like I said, you learn a lot. You come away with something.
You want to hit the people with some last words or anything on your mind at all?
Just treat others how you want to be treated and invest in your relationships.
I like it when
To
people
create capital.
Well, I like when people just have. I mean, that is that. It is intangible assets, right? Like that. Like these connections. Everything in this world. Most of the beautiful things in this world about human experience are not things that are tangible.
Yes.
Right? We can't it's not all about the external, like what we can just get our hands on, what we can drink, what we can smoke, what we can fuck. It's not about that. Try to reach inward. My last words. That's all.
Peace.
Peace, everybody. Episode 104.